Broke out following a deadly encounter between police and a black man who has not yet been identified publicly. ABC's Pierre Thomas says video circulating online shows 3 shots were fired during the altercation.
Protesters marching through downtown Madison following a deadly encounter between police and a black man authorities say was armed with a knife.
No justice, no peace.
Police say officers were called for reports of a man checking vehicle doors. When officers tried to make contact, they say he fled on a bicycle. About a half hour later, officers catching up with him and a physical struggle ensued in a busy intersection.
The mayor is calling for protests to remain peaceful. After Bertha made landfall as a tropical storm yesterday east of New Orleans, remnants of that storm still triggering flash flooding along Gulf Coast states. Water rescues continuing in West Virginia today following severe flooding this week. Officials say 2 people are unaccounted for. This is ABC News. In a series of measures passed in the House yesterday, lawmakers approved legislation aimed at preventing members of Congress from trading stocks and corporations. ABC's Stephen Portnoy has more.
The bill that's passed the House would essentially impose fines payable to the respective House of Congress for members who buy corporate stocks. The bill would cover their spouses and dependent children, too. This is a popular idea in Congress, but only 13 House Democrats voted for the measure because GOP leaders also included voter ID provisions in the bill. It now moves to the Senate, where Democrats could block it unless those voter ID provisions are taken out.
In Texas, a big shake in a tiny town today.
The town of Miami, Texas, population 539, is not on a major fault line, but it's surrounded by oil and natural gas wells. In the past, earthquakes have been associated with the reinjection of the wastewater byproduct of fracking. A clerk at a local grocery store tells ABC News that this morning's quake knocked some pictures off of mantles.
ABC's Jim Ryan, Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
A shooting shut down Highway 2 in Everett last night. That is one story coming up after your KIRO News Radio traffic. Brought to you by D.R. Horton. Alderwood to South Center on southbound 405 is pushing an hour this afternoon. 55-minute drive, about a 15-minute delay. You've got scattered backups essentially from north to south, the heaviest being north of Totem Lake and south of Bellevue. South 5 heading into Seattle slows from Northgate to the Convention Center, just under 25 minutes from Linwood into downtown. North 5, we're looking at our usual slowdowns between the West Seattle Bridge to the Columbia Tower, again approaching 520 to the Ship Canal Bridge. And south of Gorst, traffic continues to alternate through a work zone out there on State Route 3 near Sunny Slope Road, and this goes through 2 o'clock. The D.R. Horton National Red Tag Sales Event is going on now through August 2nd. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. A fight over lunch money is reshaping Seattle's $1.3 billion education levy. Wednesday, a city council committee voted to delay Mayor Katie Wilson's universal school meals program by a year, redirecting the money to grocery vouchers for low-income students on weekends and school breaks. Council President Joy Hollingsworth says these vouchers will make a big difference for their families.
They can purchase milk, a dozen eggs, a loaf of bread, fresh fruit, a bag of rice. They can survive, be able to try to keep surviving and fill that gap.
Mayor Wilson says she's disappointed in the delay, but says she is proud that the city has committed to universal school meals in 2027. The full council votes on the levy implementation plan on July 28th. A road rage shooting shut down Highway 2 in Everett last night. Washington State Patrol says 2 vehicles were traveling eastbound when an altercation led the driver of one vehicle to fire a gun at the other twice before driving away. The victim, a 38-year-old from Oregon, was not injured. The suspect has not been identified, and the investigation is ongoing. A baseball bat attack caught on camera has landed a Burien man behind bars. Deputies say Andy Dimitrov pulled a metal bat from under his jacket and struck his neighbor.
You want to go to jail? Deputies say Dimitrov drove away with his father, then threw the bat out of the car window. They say he called 911 3 times, admitting to the bat attack and threatening to burn City Hall.
They found him quite a ways away at a bar where he'd already assaulted someone else.
When police showed up, investigators say he was tased, then arrested.
That's KIRO 7 TV's Jack Bilyeu reporting. Well, the search continues for Brita, a 350-pound missing pig from her home on Vashon Island. Owner Julia Carlson tells the Jake and Spike show on KIRO News Radio, whoever took Brita most likely knew her.
It was either somebody who knew her well enough to be like, come on, Brita, come on, I have treats for you. Or it was a crew of a bunch of big dudes.
Carlson says there have been several unconfirmed sightings of Brita. The King County Sheriff's Office says the investigation involves an ongoing dispute between Carlson and a neighbor. And now your KIRO News Radio weather. Cloudy turning partly sunny later this afternoon. We'll drop to a high around 79 today. Nice break from yesterday. Mostly sunny and 85 tomorrow. Then our updated weekend forecast calls for a mix of clouds, sunshine, isolated showers, highs in the mid-70s. Cloudy and 68 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome to the show. Happy Thursday to everybody out there. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Jake Skorheim here sitting alongside Spike O'Neill.
Hi, you handsome.
Woo! Hi, you handsome. That's a nice way to greet someone.
Well, I got to call it like I see it.
We're
both
wearing button-up shirts today.
Right.
Isn't that nice?
If you're not watching the YouTube channel, you're not even getting half the story.
We're both dressed up.
Holy cow.
It's nice. We both have short sleeves.
Oh, it's summer, buddy.
It's nice that the weather's cooled down a little bit. I was sweating like a pig yesterday, and we have some pig updates. That's
how you do it, people.
That's a professional tease.
That is how you do it right there. It was so nice to wake up today. I feel it was 20 degrees cooler.
Felt so great.
Oh.
Yeah, it was wonderful. All right. We have a lot of stuff to get to. This is a tease ahead to 12:30 real quick, because if you guys were not listening to the show yesterday, number one, shame on you. And number two, you missed a phenomenal interview at 2 o'clock that we did with a local woman whose name is Julia, who returned recently with her family after visiting the Strawberry Festival on Vashon Island to find her 350-pound pig. It's technically a hog, by the way, but 350-pound
family member.
Pet. Was no longer in her pen. And so she put out the word and she said, neighbors, I need help finding this pig. But the problem is she suspects one of her neighbors of stealing her pig. And you guys think we're joking here, but this is embroiling the Vashon Island community right now. Everybody's talking about this pig. And this is a great thing about the job that we do, is that we can get into the minutiae on stories like this that maybe aren't national attention. Everybody in the world wants to talk about Jimothy, but we want to talk about pigs for a second, which we will at 12:30. We're going to actually start with Jimothy here in just a second.
Sure.
But we have audio cuts from the story. We're trying to get some updates on the story as well, because she made a lot of allegations, which we'll actually play some of these clips from our interview to you at 12:30. She pulls no punches on who she thinks is responsible. And when you think about an island the size of Vashon Island, and you think about how small that community is, it's a very interesting time out on the island right now. And we're getting a lot of tips from other people who are like, I assume our neighbors or people who live nearby who want to remain anonymous, and they're sending us messages. They're like, there's more to this story. You guys got to dig in.
We've had contact with local Vashon
We've talked to
law
local
enforcement.
law enforcement.
Yep, we spoke to a detective who's working this particular case.
So we're on top of
Love all these updates.
We're on top of this pig.
The mission, the underlying mission, we got to keep our eye on the prize here.
We got to find the pig.
Got to find Brita.
Obviously.
Brita, and get her home.
The big pig. Yeah, we got to find the big pig. Okay, we'll get all into all that at 12:30. I want to almost jump in right into that, but we can't. We got to wait for that.
I know.
So you got to come back at 12:30. But we got to start with this. Ballots are out. Have you guys seen the ballots in your inbox, or not the inbox, but your mailbox?
Yeah, I got them.
You got
3 of them at home.
You probably haven't filled them out yet.
Not yet.
You're probably still waiting a little bit.
A little bit. Trying to research.
Doing your research.
I've been busy looking for a missing pig. To be completely fair.
Yeah, we're doing the Lord's work.
And ordering all my Jimothy swag online.
Well, that's a perfect segue, because our buddy Travis Couture, state legislator, he actually posted this ballot. I assume is this his ballot? Did he do? No, this is not. Somebody posted this picture and then he responded to it, which is funny.
This will be an election that services this particular district.
Okay. So somebody posted a ballot of them writing in, and every write-in they have for federal, for state, for county, different elections that are happening. They did the write-in and they wrote Jimothy. And Travis responded. He says, "I would laugh myself to absolute death if Jimothy the raccoon beat Pramila Jayapal in her race," which leads to the level of fame that Jimothy the raccoon is getting is, unfortunately, we've seen it before, and we've seen where this path leads. We like to put him up on a pedestal until we knock him off.
Sure, you bet we do. Yeah, we don't know anything about him.
We know very little about his character.
This guy. We don't.
We know he's got
cute.
a short spine, but we don't know much else about him.
How many other cuties have we fallen for? Only to be betrayed by their true character.
100%.
Right?
100%.
I'm just saying.
So, but
cautionary tale.
This leads to my.
It's a cautionary bushy tale.
It's an adorable cautionary tale. Here's a question of the day. I thought this would be fun, and I want you to take it kind of seriously, and you're going to have to actually give me an answer.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you this question, Spike, and then I'm also going to ask the audience, because at 1:30 every day we do a question of the day. Right now, I'm going to pose this question. You guys then respond to us on the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line.
Mm-hmm.
And you can explore the space, expand on your answer, and then at 1:30, we're going to get into some of these best answers. Here's the question. If you were forced to replace one elected official in Washington State, can be any publicly elected official, could be a mayor, could be your local school board, I don't know.
Okay, any
could
elected
be the
official.
governor.
Okay.
With Jimothy, the raccoon, who's believed to have a rare congenital deformity known as short spine syndrome, if you had to replace them with him, who would it be and why? And I'm interested.
Can we go federal as well? State representatives?
Yeah. No,
U.S.
anybody
senators,
elected,
U.S. House of Reps,
anyone elected in Washington State, if they represent Washington State in any capacity, and you wanted to replace them with this short spine raccoon, who would it be? And then also the reasoning's important. I don't want just the name.
I'm gonna write something down, and I'm not gonna steal this joke because I guarantee you this joke comes in numerous times from our texters.
We're gonna get a lot of Bob Ferguson's.
I will guarantee you not just. But
that's kind of like
For when you said, tell us why. Okay, all right. I'm going to write down a joke.
He's actually writing it down.
And I guarantee you, I will seal this in an envelope until we give our audience a chance to weigh in themselves.
Okay.
This is me being gracious.
Great.
This is a great joke, but everybody's going to get there.
You think a lot of people? You think this is low-hanging fruit?
I bet you we get at least 3.
Something Jimothy would go for.
You bet. See how it happens, folks.
Okay, so that's the question of the day. If you had to replace one elected official in Washington with Jimothy the raccoon, who would it be and why? That's very important. And that's going to be your opportunity to also basically you're making an assessment of these public officials and you can express yourself in a way we get to express every day. Like Bob Ferguson does a lot of stupid stuff. We get to jump on here and be like, gah. But we get to do that. The audience doesn't necessarily get to do that. So this is your opportunity to do that in a fun way because we get to also talk about Jimothy. Here's the other thing I saw about Jimothy, and then we'll move on.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that they're now wondering if there's more than one Jimothy?
Really? I hadn't seen that.
You haven't seen that?
Imposters already?
Not imposters.
Are other raccoons shortening their own spines?
There might be other congenital deformities in these raccoons. And maybe there's a bunch of them. There's at least, I saw pictures of at least 2 that for sure to me, this could be tin hat stuff, but for sure to me look like different raccoons,
that
same
have the
condition.
The same affliction.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to label. I don't want to judge.
Why would you not label an affliction?
Well,
you don't want to encourage short spine syndrome. It can't be good for these raccoons.
Maybe this guy can get on the patios. I didn't think raccoons could get onto. He may be more mobile. He may be better suited.
You think he's better suited with a congenital deformity?
I don't know. He seems to climb just fine.
Well, he climbs as good as a raccoon might.
Yeah.
In his condition.
Again, I don't want to judge.
It's okay to judge.
I want to bathe in the cuteness of this little.
He's very cute, but it's okay to judge.
I've ordered my Christmas ornament.
Do you really have one?
I swear to you. You know, I won't wear a T-shirt. I will carry a tote bag if one becomes available.
Oh, I'm sure there's one available.
But you can bet your bottom dollar on my Christmas tree this and every year.
Fantastic.
It'll be a beautiful glass blown, hand blown little Jimothy
a nice
ornament.
little slice
reminder, that moment,
a time capsule,
that fun summer '26.
Yeah.
When the whole world was Jimothy.
What are some other like big watershed moments where we all have these cultural touchstones? Jimothy is one of them. I should have come up with a list before I asked the question. I'm trying to remember what the other one was.
A dear friend, I won't say his name. He works here in the building, and I consider him a dear friend. He has a Christmas one in history every year of Bernie Sanders sitting cross-armed with the mittens on. Remember
really?
Remember Bernie Sanders sitting with the mittens?
I don't remember this.
Oh, it was iconic.
No.
They made a bobblehead.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Does he look like he's having a bad time?
He became a meme. Yes, he was a grumpy old man.
But that's his look.
Coat. But it was very iconic.
It's because it's in mittens.
Very iconic.
Yeah,
it was very iconic.
Did they have the little string that goes between the two of them so he doesn't lose them on his way to school?
They were clipped to his coat. Detail was everything when you're buying a good Christmas ornament.
All right.
Anyway.
Let's move on. We got other stuff to get to. This
People
is
are writing
interesting.
in Jimothy. What a great question.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
question.
If you're going to write in Jimothy, who would you replace and why? Explain why to us. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. We'll get back to that at 1:30. All right. Did you see this? The Washington State, and who did this? I want to get their name specific. Washington State Transportation Commission voted to, very soon, it hasn't gone into effect yet, but it will shortly. They're going to, for qualified low-income drivers, they're going to offer a 50% off on the toll lanes, because there has been a lot of people who have talked about, like, these toll lanes are crazy. They're very expensive. They're oftentimes, what is the high right now? Is it 16?
It might still be 15, but Sully was telling us recently that they're weighing the necessity to raise it even further to 18. At some stretches of the roadway proposed and down in the South Center corridor, 405, that you may see $15 in multiple places, multiple sections of that road where a trip south in rush hour commutes could be $45 one way.
That's one way.
For one way, because you had a $15 stretch here, another $15 stretch there, another $15 stretch there, as you travel that far down these expressways.
And you're talking about, traffic is bad every day. It's bad every single day. And and one of the big things, we talked about this, ad nauseum on the show, but when they were first pitching the toll lanes and telling everybody that it would be such a great revenue generator and it's going to help ease the flow of traffic and yada, yada, all the promises, they said, we're never going to get to that top number. It's going to be so rare, a couple times a year maybe. And then they said, we've got to pick an arbitrary number, so we'll put a 10 in there. And they were like, but don't worry, you're rarely going to ever see that. First day it hits, second day it hits, every day. And then they're like, we got to raise the prices.
Boy, we underestimated your ability to withstand taxation.
So
willfully.
So this,
no, people are out there every day, man.
Well, yeah, because otherwise you're not going to get to work on time.
Jump to 15, and so many that they're considering jumping even higher.
So what the Washington State Transportation Commission has voted to do is they said, hey, if you are somebody who is up to 200% of the federal poverty level, which for a single person is like, what was it, 15 grand?
No, 31,920 for an individual, which is 200. Right, the poverty level is 15 plus.
Yeah, so it's double that.
To earn this, to qualify for this discount of 50%, you have to earn as an individual $31,920 or less, or a family of four, $66,000 for a household.
So if you meet that threshold
or below,
you're going to get
half price
on express lanes,
but only on Route 167 and Route 509.
So this will not apply to the bridges.
Nowhere else in town. And
why would that be?
Because they were asked to look into this program. This is a pilot program. They're going to assess the impact of reduced fares for low-income families on these two particular corridors and use this to judge whether they can add this opportunity and this discount, this break, this relief to other drivers of low income across the state's various tolling operations.
I looked into the numbers on
King
this.
County, I should say.
They say 1 in 5 Washington residents. There's no official headcount numbers, but the projection is it's going to apply to about 1 in 5 Washington residents will automatically be enrolled into this program.
Will qualify from a financial perspective?
Qualify, yeah. They'll meet the threshold.
Right. Then it will have to factor in how many of this commute would that impact in that category. I can't imagine 1 in 5 are going to be traveling on 167 or 509.
I just mean of possible drivers.
Yeah. Of all the drivers in Washington, one in five
would qualify
makes
for this.
That income or lower and qualifies for these discounts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, when you think about too, like you're talking about, you could have somebody who's early in their career. You could have somebody who is, and that 33,000 number. You could have a recent college graduate who's making almost no money.
Sure.
Who would qualify?
Have you met my kids?
There you go.
You bet.
Yeah, I think my very first job, that was a full-time job. Paid $29,500 a year. Yeah, that was a little bit.
They only paid that because they wanted you to be able to qualify for discount travel.
That's what they.
That was them looking out for you.
They said sometime in many years, the Transportation Commission might look kindly upon your diminished position, and they might offer you a discount on this very expensive lane that will be knocked down from $15 down to $750, which would still be way expensive, and people shouldn't have to pay that. But my question to you is, so they bring in about, these express lanes bring in about, I want to say, I have the numbers here actually.
Then you should say.
Here's what
you
the
want
different
to say,
tolls.
you should
I
say.
want to say, so I will.
You're empowered.
Here's what the different toll roads generate in Washington. Looks like 520 brings in about $72 million, but again, that wouldn't count for this. Tacoma Narrow, $75 million. This is per year. 405 Express Toll Lane 167. I would have thought it would have been more. It's only $31 million.
Okay.
Does that number sound right to you? 31 million?
Sure. I mean, we're talking about annually per that particular corridor.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a narrow slice of the local commute.
So my question to you is, they have gotten used to this money coming in, and now let's say a good chunk of those drivers are going to be paying half of that. Now that money is already, used for various things.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be invested, but it's either, to debt, operations, or facility stuff. So it has to go back into WashDOT. But if they've already written that into their budgets, they have to come up with that money somewhere.
Yeah.
Or they will likely say, hey, you know what? We need to come up with money somewhere. Are you willing to pay more so that some people can pay less? So like to the other toll drivers who are paying $15 right now, somebody else gets knocked down to $7.50. The other tolls, do you think that they're going to get raised for everybody else?
Good question. Let's take this particular this example you picked of, was it 509 or 167?
This was 405 and 167.
Okay, okay. Well, that was what was the $31 million number?
405 and 167.
That's both. Okay, so at that point, you talk about 1 and 5, you're talking about $6 million. Right? Because if I'm just using these numbers and this particular slice of the commute, you maybe talk, even with 405, it's probably less than the $30 million. 1 and 5 means you're talking about 6, giving that portion a 50% discount, about a $3 million dip in our budget revenue.
Sure, call it $3 million on each.
Yeah. I think I'd be willing to absorb that into my tax response, my liability, because
you'd be willing to pay a higher toll because that's how they would have to collect it.
Yeah, I think I would. I think transferring that across the board is probably going to be another quarter out of my back pocket.
But here's the problem: they're going to make it more expensive for you, and in turn, it gets more expensive for them because they're just 50% or whatever the price is.
Well,
so the number just keeps chasing its tail.
It is, but they are still getting relief. And the reason they have this program in general is because they feel that tolls disproportionately affect lower income families. That's the same way
every cost of everything does.
Yeah, exactly. Same way sales taxes do. Same way all these things do. One of the reasons that the
gas, everything,
it disproportionately affects people of lower incomes. Chews up a bigger chunk of their available of their income.
Yeah.
So I'm all for giving the people who need the break the most a $3 million tax break for them. I think it's my tax dollar well spent, helping people who need the help the most.
What if they just gave everybody a break? Wouldn't that be nice?
It'd be great.
Why don't they just do that?
Then you're shooting a hole in our budget, and I get it. It's a much bigger hole. They feel they can absorb. It's a nick in the budget armor.
Sure.
It's not a blasted hole in the budget armor.
I just disagree. I just disagree with the whole concept of the toll lanes. I find them detestable.
Well,
if I were running WashDOT or if I were running any public office that I had a say in this, I would start an initiative immediately to get them shut down statewide, and I would make them illegal, like Oregon has.
What boggles, because Sully brought this story when they were first proposing this. Yesterday it was voted on 6-0. 6-0 was the unanimous vote by the Transportation Commission. So there was no doubt whatsoever that they were going to approve this. When Sully first brought this story to us, it was like, look, the reason that the toll flexes and it's got such a high ceiling is because they're trying to limit the amount of people in that lane. They're trying to price people out of that lane so it maintains a 45-mile-an-hour average speed limit.
Yes.
Doesn't this program, while it does help those who really need the help the most, doesn't this completely sabotage the mission of keeping that toll lane at 45 miles per hour? If you're going to flood it with low-income, half-price travelers, good luck keeping that at 45 miles an hour.
I would think it would.
And then if it
slow that down,
if it then the speed goes to 25 because it's flooded with low-income travelers, do we then have to raise, to your earlier point about chasing your tail? Do we have to raise that maximum toll? Is this justification for raising that maximum toll to 25 just to get it back up to $45 an hour?
45 miles an hour. The problem with this whole setup is that it all relies. It's written into the law that they have to maintain that 45 miles an hour, and if they don't, then it doesn't justify being there. They never hit that ever. Almost never. The 45. Okay. They have to have it. I think it's like 80% of the time it has to be flowing at 45 miles an hour or more. And they miss it all the time.
And they try to keep people out of that lane by raising the rate.
Yes, and then you go like, well, hey guys, we already paid for this lane when we built all these roads with our tax dollars. So why are you now trying to make it a lane that we're not in? Aren't we? Don't we want people in that lane?
I'm with you.
Let's open it up. It used to be an HOV lane, right?
Yeah.
Let's just open it up to the people. I mean, it's still technically an HOV lane because if you're in it, you have the good to go and all that stuff. But it's the whole thing. Get rid of tolls. Be like Oregon.
Do you have a flip the toll thing in your windshield now?
I do.
Are you riding dirty like I am?
I would never admit it. I would never admit it.
Yeah,
but I've seen people do it.
I've seen guys who look like me. Guys who drive the same kind of car I drive.
I salute those guys.
You bet I do.
Yeah.
Rebel.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. We got your clips from the pig lady next. Stick around. She's not a pig lady, but you get it.
No.
This hour is brought to you by Sunset Auto Family.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Boytine from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
Hey, Jake Skorheim here, and I have a message for you, specifically plumbers, roofers, electricians, contractors, landscapers, delivery drivers listening to us right now. We can't do any of this without you. And like you, Sunset means business, literally. Sunset Auto Family carries full commercial vehicle lines from both Chevrolet and Ford. But here's what separates them from everybody else. Commercial vehicles qualify for repairs for life. Let that sink in. Commercial trucks, routinely, they're racking up 100,000, 200,000, even 300,000 miles. Any qualifying repair over $250 is guaranteed for life, for as long as you own the vehicle. How's that for a business partner? Talk to Lisa at Sunset Chevrolet or Aaron and Chris at Sunset Ford. They'll walk you through everything. Honestly, it's hard to imagine buying a Ford or Chevy commercial vehicle anywhere else when you truly understand what this program means for you and your business's bottom line. Sunset Ford, Sunset Chevrolet, and Sumner, you just get more at Sunset. Like commercial vehicles, protected for life, and business owners do like that.
Jane is a small business owner.
That's right.
And tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect. Plus gig speeds with security and equipment included, all with a 5-year price lock.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
Exactly. The Total Solutions Advantage. Get started for just $60 a month for 12 months when you add wireless connect to a qualifying internet package. No one does business like Comcast Business.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
Les Schwab Tires has been proudly serving communities for over 70 years, and we've collected thousands of inspiring stories. Like Kate, who was off on a long road trip with her best friend when the dash lit up like a game show. They find the nearest Les Schwab. Turns out they really needed an oil change. It was done in a flash. Road trip saved. At Les Schwab, we're proud to keep you rolling. Les Schwab Tires. Our greatest story is yours. Stories are composites inspired by real customer feedback.
Don't wait. Insulate. Last year, American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $2 million in insulation rebates from PSE, more than any provider in the state. If your home was built before 1990, you're eligible for recouping up to 95% of insulation replacement costs. Insulate with American Crawl Space and keep your home warm during the winter and cool during the summer.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
John Curley here. When the AC starts acting up, don't assume you need a whole new system. Home Comfort Alliance, their approach is simple. Repair first, replace only if needed. Their techs diagnose the real problem because a simple fix can often get the cooling back up again and not cost you a full replacement. Need something new? Ask about a heat pump for year-round comfort. That's what we did at the barn. Get real pricing in 60 seconds at homecomfortalliance.com. Call the comfort people. homecomfortalliance.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Anthony Hamilton with Tony, live in the Tulalip Amphitheater, Thursday, September 10th. Tickets are on sale now. Details at TulalipCasino.com.
The Mariners are kicking off 50-season celebration weekend with an alumni home run derby on August 7th, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Watch Ichiro and other former Mariners sluggers in an epic post-game competition. Get your tickets at Mariners.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. 7 dogs are safe after deputies rescued them from a hot van in Pierce County. The sheriff's office says the dogs, including 4 puppies, were left inside a van parked in direct sunlight Tuesday as temperatures climbed to 97 degrees. Several Good Samaritans had already managed to remove 6 of the dogs from the vehicle.
Look at the potatoes! Oh my gosh, okay.
Animal Control removed the last dog from the van, and all 7 dogs were taken to the Humane Society for medical evaluations. Authorities are reminding pet owners to never leave animals in parked cars during hot weather, even for a short time. 3 women are recovering after a targeted overnight shooting in North Seattle that left one of them with multiple gunshot wounds. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports a gunman fired more than 20 shots at the truck they were sitting in.
Seattle police rushed to the scene after reports of multiple gunshots at Aurora and North 96th Street just after midnight. They say the 3 women had gone to UW Medical Center. One shot several times, the other 2 injured by shattered glass. It happened just hours after City Council member Deborah Juarez announced a proposed law to let police close violent streets there and plans to hire a prosecutor dedicated to Aurora violence.
To be cross-deputized to look at misdemeanors and felonies and sex trafficking.
Police say a single suspect fled south on Aurora. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
All 3 victims are expected to survive. No arrests so far. Drivers on westbound State Route 104 will have a new traffic signal to follow just north of the Hood Canal Bridge. It was installed to help drivers trying to access the highway from Paradise Bay Road just north of the bridge. Who usually get stuck behind hundreds of cars after long bridge openings.
You're going to see the meter activate when there's really heavy congestion. So that's most likely going to be after, say, a marine opening for Hood Canal Bridge.
WashDOT's Mark Krullish says the signal goes live on Monday. It should help the traffic flow and improve safety in the area. Seattle's favorite raccoon is apparently on his way to the White House. The official White House X account gave a shout out to Jimothy. In the photo, Jimothy is wearing a red hat that reads, "Trump was right about everything." Jimothy is getting an official City of Seattle proclamation this Sunday. And a look at Wall Street. Oh, boy, the Dow down 550, S&P 500 down 105, and the NASDAQ down 620. And now your KIRO News Radio traffic brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. South 5 heading into Seattle. It's heavy from Northgate into downtown, closing in on a half-hour commute from Linwood into downtown. North 5, scattered backups between the West Seattle Bridge and Ship Canal, 15 minutes from bridge to bridge. Alderwood to South Center on 405, we're down a little bit to 50-minute commute, still about a 10-minute delay with scattered backups between Canyon Park and Renton. Both directions of I-5 are crowded between State Route 18 and Fife, and Tacoma to Olympia, a 45-minute commute, and you're slow as you head into Olympia. Save big during July. Buy 3 windows or doors and get 1 free from Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Plus, make no payments for 12 months. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com. All right, clouds are slowly fading. The sun will be taking over this afternoon. 79 for the high, 85 mostly sunny Friday. And then the weekend has a mix of clouds, showers, and sunshine with highs in the mid-70s. Mostly cloudy and 69 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, if you guys missed our show yesterday at 2 p.m., we had a guest on. Her name is Julia Carson. She is a Vashon Island resident, and she is a proud owner of Brida. I think it's Brida. Brida.
Pronounced Brida.
Brida. I think it's a Viking princess. It's named for a Viking princess, I believe.
Correct. You are correct. Jules, as we've become a friend of the show, let us know that yesterday.
Brida, the pig, is 350 pounds. She's a big pig. She's a hog, actually, technically. She went missing, and now you have the community of Vashon Island kind of wondering what happened to Brida. And you and I, for folks who may not know this, we moonlight as basically animal detectives. We've solved the case of the missing mini donkeys.
Yeah, we were helpful in the runaway zebra.
The runaway zebra was a big one for us.
We also, though, solved the case of the missing Liberty Bell. So it's not just animals. And we've got some detective skills. We've got some sleuthing in our genes, you and I.
Yeah.
But mostly we rely on the community of this audience.
I don't want to give the community too much credit. It's really more us.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's really more us who's doing most of the heavy lifting.
If you've seen a missing pig, keep it to yourself. Let us do
Let us do
the heavy lifting, if you'll allow.
Check the spike in the moonlight haze, cigars and whiskey in a smoky maze. Clues on the wind, they catch the sense. Every shadow whispers where the time went. Snap those fingers as the rhythm flows. The duo's got secrets only they know. Footsteps echo on the midnight street. Jake and Spike with danger and mystery meet.
Sorry, threw that in.
Usually
customized it.
The people who want our services, they're usually pretty annoyed when we're like slowly sauntering up to a crime scene as we're like playing the music. They're like, guys, would you get to it already? There's going to be nothing
we're gonna wait
left
till
of
sunset,
that pig.
if you don't mind. We're going to wait till sunset. We look better under the light of a street lamp.
It's all about how we look in the investigation. But it really does. We're laughing about it, but this is, people love their pets. They really do. Just like the mini donkeys, just like the whatever other cases we've solved. They love their pets. And even if it's a 350-pound hog, she's a member of the family, and they would like their pet pig back. The problem is, this is an island. And as we have seen from a lot of TV shows, especially in like the Netherlands, there's a dark part of islands where people don't want to talk about what's really going on.
Island life is its own beast. Island life is different than any other communities that you could live in.
You keep talking, and while we're doing that, I'm going to play some underscore music for you.
Sure, you
to
bet.
Talk about island life. Go for it.
Sure. There's a sense of community. There's a closed sense of community. It's a very provincial lifestyle on islands. You know everybody. Everybody knows everybody's business on an island.
Oh, boy, do they.
And it's funny because when we had Julia on yesterday, and she gave the details of the pig, they came home from the Strawberry Festival, biggest event of the year on Vashon. They found their enclosure not just open and a pig not just missing. They found their enclosure vandalized. Yeah. A cut was made by a saw, and the pig was gone. And the local police say that this is a theft because there was a corral put together. I mean, Julia we got some
we have
clips
some of that.
Julia.
Do you want
she can
to
lay
hear
it
some
out
of
better
that?
than I could. Yeah.
All right. Here's Julia talking about Brida.
It's a very clear cut. It was very obvious.
Yeah, it wasn't a break. It was a cut.
It was a cut from a saw. It was a job. And then the chicken coops, right where it was cut, like this is where it was cut and this is where the coops were. So they were taken and thrown upside down, trashed completely. And then there was a corral that was built, which is a good way to move a pig if you don't know the pig. And then you can see her poor little hoof prints along where that little path was that they corralled her.
Can you imagine those little, because they're like little arrows, those
little
little
hoofs.
footprints.
Yeah, they are.
I've seen them in Looney Tunes, and they're just adorable.
And then you turn the corner, which is my neighbor's property, and you can see her hoof prints go up to the grass. And then at the grass marks, there's trailer tracks through the grass.
Can I pause it here real fast and get your assessment on something from an investigative standpoint?
Sure.
If this were just a crime of opportunity, somebody goes by a property, this sounds like a pretty secluded area.
Yeah.
Enough so that...
We get back to island life. You can have a 350-pound pig on your yard and won't really bug the neighbors.
Exactly. Well, unless it does.
Yeah.
You have a crime. Let's say that it's just somebody who's on island for the Strawberry Festival who's going around breaking into places. I don't find that to be a likely scenario, but let's say that's what happens. In most of the cases where something is stolen, it's not just one thing. It's multiple things. Again, it's like, let's grab this over here and this over here.
Sure.
You'd never plan on coming back to this property. So for the only thing to be taken, as far as we know, is a giant pig, and the efforts that it would take and the planning it would take. It's not like you just toss this pig into the back of your minivan. It sounds like there was a trailer involved. This is a planned out operation.
Premeditation's the word.
Premeditation. Thank you,
That's the
detective
word vernacular you're looking for.
Somebody pulled up to the property knowing that this family would be gone at the Strawberry Festival, or at least hoping that they would be. And then they go up to the pen, and they know how to build a corral, which means they had to do some sort of a research. I've never moved a pig that size. I've moved a few pigs, but never 350 pounds. I wouldn't think that I would have to corral a pig. I wouldn't even know where to begin to build a corral for a pig. But they knew, which means they did a little research on this. And they had the right type of a trailer. And they knew enough not to leave footprints. I don't know how they did that. So my question is,
I think you can rule out the Whidbey Island Warriors as a high school prank to steal a pig before the big game in the fall.
You're right.
This was not I don't think it was a crime of opportunity. I don't think it was a random, vandalistic prank.
Does it seem personal to you?
Well, given the fact that our guest yesterday, Julia, said that there's an ongoing issue with their neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
And she detailed that for us, described an incident that happened on her front porch.
We have that. Do you want me to play a
Sure,
little bit of it?
yeah.
This was a really bizarre, and we're trying to sit here as pig investigators, really animal investigators in general. We don't just focus on pigs. That's a very
We wear
niche
many
audience.
hats. Not as cute as Brita does, but we wear many hats.
Adorable hats. We're sitting here looking at this like, is the neighbor showing up with the landlord? Is the landlord's behind doing the camera? Let me play you her description. Is this related, or is this a completely separate event that's now kind of obfuscating from the real intention, which is that we want to solve this pig crime?
Yeah.
But now I'm looking over here. I don't know where to look.
In March 27th, somebody knocked on my door and was screaming in my face. I had no idea who this person was. This is said neighbor.
This is about your pig?
Yeah, he was screaming at me saying, I'm going to use my pew-pew. I'm going to
I think she means gun right there when she says pew-pew.
She's being careful.
Yeah.
unalive her.
Unalive her. I think she means kill.
I don't know if I can use certain words, so I'm trying to be very careful.
Was there a threat to kill your pig?
Yes, there was. And then there was a threat to remove her, do whatever was necessary, hire a crew. So he was basically saying all these things to me at the threshold of the door. And my husband heard, my kids heard, my husband came around the corner, and this man chest bumped my husband and then headbutt him in the head.
What?
And yeah. And then my husband gave him a right hook to get out of the front door. Like, I'm standing right there. The kids are here. There's an aggressive man in the dark. We don't know who you are. You're screaming you're going to kill our animal. What the hell, you know? And so obviously the police were called. But during that whole altercation, my landlord was standing behind my neighbor filming with like a really silly grin.
Okay, let me, can I speak to the would-be perpetrators?
Of course, please.
Or can I speak to the island residents for a second? I'd like this message to sink in. Vashon Island is a small island. They have 10,000 people who live there, or thereabouts. That's tiny. Like you said at the beginning of the segment, everybody's up in everybody's business.
Absolutely.
And when there's a 350-pound pig that goes missing, somebody saw something.
Yeah.
Somebody may have hired a crew to get this pig. Somebody may have borrowed a trailer a few days ago from somebody and said, hey, do you mind if I borrow your trailer? What for? Don't worry about it. You should be asking these questions now. You should be thinking back about strange things that you've seen in the past week with this missing pig.
And that's where we hopefully can be helpful.
Yes.
We're going. When we come back from the break, can I tell you what local law enforcement had to say about this case?
You spoke to detectives?
I spoke to local law enforcement.
Let's move it forward. Absolutely. Absolutely. More on the pig theft when we come back. If you guys have any...
Case of the swipe swine officially we're going with.
Case of the swipe swine?
Swipe swine.
I could get an AI kids book out on this in like 10 minutes. When we come back on the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476, if you guys have any anonymous tips you want to send us in, we'll chase them down. And you're going to tell us about the detective you just talked to a little bit ago. Stick around. Be right back.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
State Senator Jamie Peterson drafted one of the state's most progressive taxes to date, the income tax on millionaires.
Engaging conversation.
We pay teachers the fourth highest of any state in the country.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
The Seahawks! They're bringing it home again!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
When it becomes a part of your life day to day, the choice for senior living or memory care could be one of the most important choices you make ever. So consider this. Aegis Living was voted best of Western Washington. And beyond that, Seniorly Magazine, the industry leader, analyzed 60,000 communities, senior living communities nationwide, 500,000 reviews, and they ranked Aegis Living the #1 senior living community in all of America for 2025. If this is a situation, if this is help that your family can use, go to aegisliving.com/spike, schedule a visit today. When you tour an Aegis Living facility, you'll say, this must be the place, because it really is.
What would you do if the person you love needed round-the-clock care and you had no plan to pay for it?
I was very worried about running out of money.
When Mike's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he turned to LifePoint Law and Elder Law attorney Rajiv Nagayich.
And then he said, you're going to be okay, but we have to get through these steps. Then I felt a whole lot better going into it. It was still a very difficult process, but in the end, I knew that there was someone there that if I needed help, understood what I'm going through.
LifePoint Law helped Mike protect his wife, his finances, and his future.
They laid it out really well up front. They give you a very in-depth plan. There are so many things that you don't know. I could never have done it on my own.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Federal Way August 1st, Puyallup on the 4th, Tacoma on the 6th, or Bellevue August 8th. Space is limited, so sign up today at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Thinking about a new roof or exterior upgrade, but worried about the cost? This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We've created our summertime savings event to make it simple and affordable. Save up to $3,000 off your exterior project or get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. And every qualifying GAF roof is backed by our lifetime Golden Pledge warranty. One call gets you started. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
We all know a cancer diagnosis is physically and emotionally draining, but it can be financially draining too. That's why Northwest Hope and Healing is here to help. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to be part of Northwest Hope and Healing's mission. We provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare so patients can focus on healing. Since the year 2000, we have distributed over $3 million in direct financial assistance to thousands of local cancer patients. And you can make a direct impact. Mark your calendar for Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel and Spa in Woodinville. It's an unforgettable afternoon of hope and inspiration, celebrating local cancer survivors. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
Insulation rebates from PSE are at historic highs. American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $3 million in PSE insulation rebates last year, more than any contractor in Washington. Homeowners, business owners, and PSE trust American Crawl Space and Pest Services. Was your home built before 1990? Visit AmericanCrawl.com to see how much you can save on replacing your insulation.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're going to continue talking about this case that we're trying to solve right now, which one of our texters, Doug in Mount Vernon, says we should call Jake and Spike solve the case of the porcine pilfering. Does that mean pig? Porcine must mean pig.
Porcine means pig, yeah.
Okay.
Bovine means cow. Porcine means pig. So at this moment, I want to tell you about a text we received from a listener of the show, also a Vashon Island resident.
One of the 10,000 Vashon Island residents or thereabouts. Yes.
And you're right. Everybody knows everybody's business.
Tiny island.
And this is a text that came into the show this morning, to Laura specifically, just an FYI.
And this is anonymous. Let's keep it anonymous. Yeah.
Just an FYI. There is so much more to this story. If you haven't researched the actual property owner and spoke with her, you don't know the half of it. And there's a court case, likely public, you could dig into to find the landlord involving. It's a very unfair situation. And the two sides, sometimes three sides to every story. Please dig deeper, much deeper. And I wish to remain absolutely anonymous.
Okay.
Closing thought from that text.
Yeah.
But we have.
What's her name again? I'm just kidding.
No, I'm kidding. But that, to the point being, and they're right, there's always two sides to every story. We reached out. We did some research.
Mm-hmm.
We found the name of the property owner, the landlord, that Julia said was filming an altercation between a neighbor. We have the information of the neighbor, of the landlord. We've reached out to them for comment.
Yep.
Have not responded yet. I reached out to local law enforcement on Vashon Island. I spoke to the detective who is handling this case. He was very forthright with me, but cautious.
Some things off the record, though?
No, he said everything we discussed is fair to share with the audience.
There you go.
He said, I can't comment because this is an ongoing investigation. The fact that Brita is a 350-pound pet, she is officially, as you called it, she's a hog. And this falls under the jurisdiction of livestock theft, which they take very seriously, not just in Vashon Island, but in all rural communities. It's not a pet, not a missing pet. It's not vandalism. Those both are elements of the overall scenario, but this is a case of livestock theft.
Who has jurisdiction here? Is this Department of Fish and Wildlife?
We didn't get into that. Actually, the detective I spoke with put me in touch with the media relations officer at the Vashon Sheriff's Department.
Okay.
They're going to see if they can come on and give us a little more information. But he said, look, you can share anything I've shared with you. He did say this. The dynamic of the relationship between Julia and the landlord has been ongoing. There have been papers filed from both parties against each other.
They said
it's an ongoing feud. It's an ongoing feud here. And again, we've reached out to the property owner, the landlord, to ask to get their side of the story, because Julia alleged some things in her interview with us. And we want to clarify, and again, the detective says he can't speak to an ongoing investigation, but he did share this. He said, look, the bad blood between these two gives us as an investigative body reason to consider the fact that maybe one of these two parties was involved in the theft of this livestock.
Yeah.
He also said that there is so much has gone on between these two. But
it's not necessarily, here's the thing, though. Here's the bigger picture. It's not necessarily related, right? The argument and the things that led to a court case is not necessarily related to the missing pig.
Right, that would be an assumption.
So we still need to find them. Our goal is to find the missing pig.
Exactly, and that's what...
Because there is, listen, everybody's got stuff. Everybody has a neighbor they may love or may not like so much. But we can't let that distract us from our mission. Just like Ace Ventura just goes in there and he is dialed in.
That's
I'm going to find that missing animal.
And here's what the detective, I'll close with this. He said, look, if we were able to find this missing pig, it may not be enough to mend the fences between these two parties. I'll leave it at that.
They should build bigger fences. This pig is missing.
But to your point, we're not here to mend fences. We're here to find this pet.
Yeah, and if we have to kick a couple fences down to do it,
we'll do that.
We're willing to do it.
Because this pet, this lovely creature, pigs are very intelligent creatures. We've seen this pig wear a hat. This is a stylish, loving, 350-pound pet.
This is a stylish.
Very stylish. Pig's got personality, right? Yeah. We don't want this pig to be collateral damage between this disagreement, whatever nature it's brought it up, between this landlord and this tenant.
We are not going to rest until we find this pig. Literally, we probably will do a little bit of resting.
We probably better if we slept.
We probably will sleep a few times.
Yeah.
Hopefully this pig is found. What would be great is if this pig is found in the next 2 hours and we will literally not have rested.
There you go.
But
we didn't rest.
But we're going to stay on the story.
Yeah, we are.
We're getting a ton of text messages in from people around Vashon Island. I'm not kidding.
Not just clever names.
I just got a text message from somebody from the Washington State Ferry System who says, hey, I'm going to get back to you shortly with some camera footage. I mean, there's a lot of ways that we could find.
That's what I'm saying. Because
how do you move a 350-pound sow?
We've got eyes and ears.
Yes.
In our audience. That can be helpful.
Everywhere. All right, we'll give you more updates on this just a little bit. We got the
rundown.
News rundown next, top of 1 o'clock stuff. All right, stick around. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear G and Ursula.
When it comes to Dutch Bros, Ursula?
Weekdays 9 to noon.
Every time I go south, I pull up on some Dutch Bros. Yeah. My point is this. Starbucks is going to be moving part of their headquarters over to Tennessee, and there's a lot of people like, oh my goodness, Starbucks is going to be going. Don't you worry. There's other coffee places like, hey, y'all have fun. It's almost like the new stepdaddy. That's what Dutch Bros is about to do.
Subscribe to the G and Ursula Show on YouTube and watch live or later.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy. Pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with 0 investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
All right, I'm talking with Phil Mitchell, who is a new buddy, and he's also an advertiser on the show. Phil, I'm really interested in people's stories. You have a pretty amazing background. You own Sunset Auto Family. You employ a lot of people. You do great business in the community, but you started at the bottom. Tell me a little bit about that.
Jake, I started in the car business as a lot attendant, basically washing cars with a hose and soap and water, and just happened to, be in the right position at the right time, started selling cars and did pretty good at that and became a sales manager. And I've had a lot of great mentors that have helped me and guided me. And so now it's my turn to be a mentor and try to do the same thing for somebody else.
That's fantastic. How many years have you been in this business now?
I've been in a long time, so I know every inch. I've done just about every job you can do in it. It's a family business. My son's in the business. He runs one of the stores.
Well, let me tell you what. I got 4 sons. One of them is looking for a job in about 4 years.
Bring him down, buddy.
I'm going to send him to the Sunset Auto Family.
I got a hose and bucket. Let's go.
I love it. Go see him at Sunset Kia in Auburn, Sunset Ford, and Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Frenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
A riddle brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? Progressive protects them both. It was an easy riddle. Learn more at Progressive.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Another day of American attacks on Iran, the 12th straight day now. President Trump threatening to strike an Iranian bridge or power plant for every ship targeted by Iran and its proxies in the region. Here's ABC's Karen Wah.
Experts say deliberately targeting civilian infrastructure is a potential war crime under international law. And a second vital trade route disrupted. Iran-backed Houthis claiming strikes on 2 Saudi oil tankers in the Red Sea. Regular gas is now averaging $4.06 a gallon.
And a barrel for Brent crude now tops $100. In Minnesota, Vance Belter sentenced to 2 life terms plus 40 years in prison for killing Democratic state lawmaker Melissa Hortman and her husband last year at their home, and the attempted murder of another lawmaker and his wife that same day. Belter pleaded guilty last month, taking the death penalty off the table. On Wall Street this hour, stocks sharply lower due to uncertainty in the war and earnings reports. This is ABC News. After Bertha made landfall as a tropical storm yesterday east of New Orleans, the storm is still trolling the coast and triggering flooding. In West Virginia, meantime, water rescues continuing. Following severe flooding earlier this week, officials say 2 people are unaccounted for. We're getting a new look at the safety of those self-driving robo-taxis from Waymo.
A new study from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety finds Waymos are involved in nearly 70% fewer crashes compared to human drivers. Researchers noted that Waymos are especially adept at avoiding rear-end crashes, reporting the cars did so at a 91% lower rate than human drivers. The IIHS examined the Google-owned company's operations in San Francisco, Phoenix, Los Angeles, and Austin. Waymo says so far it's served more than 20 million autonomous rides. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Singer David is facing murder charges. That's day 3 of the preliminary hearing for David Burke. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
A Mariners coach was let go today. Details coming up. First, the check on your traffic brought to you by your Seattle Mariners. If you're heading into Seattle, Linwood to Seattle is going to take you a half hour. South 5, we're heavy from Northgate into downtown. North 5, we're still seeing scattered backups between the West Seattle Bridge and Ship Canal Bridge. About 15 minutes to get you through all this. South 405, you're crowded through Bellevue. North 405 slows through the Renton S curves. And Tacoma to Olympia, we're up to a 50-minute commute. It's slow between Lacey and Olympia starting near Cabela's. Everywhere else is looking pretty good. Don't miss the biggest event of the year at T-Mobile Park, 50 Season Celebration Night on August 8th, presented by Daktronics. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. The Seattle Fire Department wants to start using drones.
The department is proposing adding up to 3 drones to its fleet of emergency response apparatus. They'd be used when having an aerial view would make things safer for firefighters, paramedics, and residents. They could be used for building and brush fires, water and technical rescues, hazmat responses, and mass casualty incidents. They would only provide a live stream of an incident to fire personnel, which wouldn't be recorded, and no one outside the department would be allowed to view it. The fire department says if that technology had been in place last year, they would have used it about 2,600 times. For perspective, they were dispatched to more than 108,000 incidents in 2025. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
The Seattle Fire Department will hold a Zoom meeting to discuss the proposal tomorrow at 11 a.m. We'll be posting a link with that story at mynorthwest.com. Well, some relief near the Kaiser Canyon fire on the Colville Reservation. The Colville tribe lowered some evacuation orders yesterday and reopened part of Rebecca Lake Road. But the fire is still massive, 79,000 acres and only 3% contained. A couple other fires are also burning. The Maudrite fire in Ferry County has scorched 8,800 acres with level 3 go now evacuations in effect. And the Border 2 fire near the Canadian border has burned about 300 acres, spreading into Canada and Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest. Firefighters are battling all three with more hot, dry weather on the way. Another record Washington taxpayers probably aren't thrilled about. The state shelled out nearly $614 million on lawsuit settlements and legal costs in the fiscal year that ended last month, according to the Seattle Times. That's driven largely by an explosion of foster care abuse and neglect claims. Settlement payouts alone topped $537 million, and the state spent another $76 million on legal defense. Washington is self-insured, so all that money comes straight from the budget. That means fewer dollars for things like schools and health care at a time when the state is already dealing with budget shortfalls. The Mariners have fired assistant hitting coach Bobby Magianis, according to the Seattle Times. The move comes as Seattle's offense continues to struggle with the second half of the season underway. The M's open a road series against the ALS West rival Texas tomorrow. And now check on your KIRO News weather. KIRO, we're slowly making our way to a partly sunny afternoon. High near 79 today, mostly sunny Friday and 85, and then mid-70s through the weekend with a mix of clouds, showers, and sunshine. Partly sunny and 70 right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Lots of great stuff to get to. In this segment, we call this the 1 o'clock rundown. This is top stories coast to coast, which we will dive into in just a second. But it's a quick reminder that we also have the question of the day at 1:30. A lot of great responses so far. If you had to write Jimothy the Raccoon in for some local politician, could be anything that's elected in our state, who would it be and why? It seems like a silly question, but there's ballots out there right now, and people are filling in Jimothy.
Well, let me say this, and we're not saying you think Jimothy could do a better job legislatively. You may be saying.
I am saying that, yes.
Oftentimes, it's been a kind of an American historical treasure that people protest with their vote.
With their write-ins.
When they wrote in Mickey Mouse for president in 1972, it was a statement about the candidates involved. Whether it was President Nixon or I believe it was McGovern in 72, but I could be wrong.
Sure.
It's a statement. So if you want to, who would you, I'd rather see a short-spined raccoon in than this chucklehead. Let us know who it is and why.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there who are seriously considering, would Jimothy the Raccoon or Katie Wilson run the city of Seattle more effectively? And I'll tell you what. If you look at what's happening to Katie Wilson's staff, they would probably tell you Jimothy the Raccoon, but I don't know that.
I bet Jimothy wouldn't chase major employers out of the state, out of the city.
Probably not.
I bet they wouldn't insult a traditional core, iconic Seattle brand.
Nope, not at all.
Jimothy wouldn't stand in front of a Starbucks and wave goodbye with his little paw.
No, he'd be behind the shop in the trash can.
That's right. Leading from behind.
Eating up everything he could.
Anyway,
he'd be grateful that they were there. He'd be happy, and he'd be, you know what? I bet you get the streets clean too.
There you go.
All right, so at 1:30, we're going to give all of your recommendations to that very important topic. And then at on their last segment of this hour, we're going to have our feeding time, which is where we check our feeds. And I have for you, Spike. I haven't told you this. I'm going to surprise you with this.
Yeah.
I have one of the best. Sometimes the feeds depress you, and other times the feeds are trying to lift your spirits and just make you have a great day.
Yeah.
I'm going to introduce you to a kid who has shown up in my feeds who has an unbelievable talent.
Oh, I love this.
And it's related to NFL stuff.
Okay.
And I'll play you this at 149.
Great.
So don't miss it. You're going to love it.
That's one of the purposes of feeding time is that what we see on our phones sometimes dictates how we see the world.
Yeah,
we don't get enough outside the bubble, our own little bubbles.
And these stupid algorithms are chasing us around trying to tell us what to think.
There's money and misery. And
but this one I like. This is a good one.
Glad to hear it.
All right. Top of the 1 o'clock rundown. Everybody's talking about continued escalations of what's happening in Iran, the Iran war.
Yeah.
This was what? This is Houthi. Is it Houthi or Houthi? Houthi terrorists.
Houthi rebels are a Iranian-sponsored militia faction.
Terrorist group.
Terrorist group. Yeah, no other word for them.
In Yemen.
So when the Strait of Hormuz was reclosed a week ago because of an escalation between the U.S. and Iran and the Memorandum of Understanding, the MOU was basically shredded. Saudi Arabia, one of the world's leading oil producers, started moving their oil through a pipeline to the Red Sea and then through the Bab al-Mandeb Strait, which I hope I didn't butcher that too badly.
No, you got it right. It's beautiful this time of year.
So Houthi rebels have now closed off that port, that pathway for oil shipping.
And they closed it off how?
They attacked
two
Saudi
tankers.
Yeah. Iranian-backed Houthi rebels have attacked Saudi tankers. And now forcing the oil markets to lose the two major shipping avenues for 20% of the world's oil production and transportation. I say that to say this: oil's over $100 a barrel again.
Okay,
and the escalation between the U.S. and Iran doesn't seem to be decelerating anytime soon. You're going to be getting a long, heavy, hot, expensive summer at the pump unless changes are made.
Unless they can figure out how to get this, ceasefire back happening and open everything up.
There's talks among official channels that they are trying to expand those involved in the talks themselves. It's not just going to be Jared Kushner and I always forget Witkoff. Yeah, there are Republican voices saying perhaps we need to bring experienced negotiators with a historical knowledge of the region in to get these talks back on track, to get back to everybody, including the president, everybody on down, wants to get back to the table and find a peaceful solution to this conflict to ease tension on the global economy.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio today, I guess he was saying like, "Hey,
that wasn't de-escalating." What comment are you referencing?
I'm referencing the one where he says, "Hey, Houthis, you've been smart to stay out of this. Basically, don't be dumb."
But when he said it's not an eye for an eye, it's a head for an eye, I heard him make that statement. That's a little inflammatory. A little bit.
Who's it inflammatory to?
To the Houthis. You'd be smart to sit.
Should we be sensitive to the Houthis?
No, not at all. But
you read about what the Houthis do.
When you're saying, you take an eye, we'll take your head. That doesn't seem to be de-escalating the passions of the situation. I could be wrong.
It's tough.
I'm not a negotiator.
It's tough to negotiate with terrorists.
With terrorists,
which is why Rubio's saying, "Stay out of this, terrorists.
Yeah, right?
We're trying to deal with Iran."
And it very well could be the smartest thing anybody said all day. Speak to them in a language they can clearly understand.
Well,
you don't bring chess pieces to a checkers game. You don't do that.
It's like you do there is often criticism of the Trump administration and the people who work for the Trump administration where they say like, man, we don't love the way he talks. Doesn't sound very presidential. Or we don't like how, they're speaking plain language. They should be speaking like diplomats. Sometimes,
not the pirates.
I mean, honestly, that's how I feel about it. When I read that, I'm just like, you got these guys who are out there attacking Saudi Arabian oil tankers. Yeah. The entire world then flares up on oil prices. We're paying more at the pump, and you're supposed to go to them with a box of chocolates and try to be nice. And you're like, all right, well, how do you deal with that? That would be very frustrating. That's why we're not international diplomats. I mean, there must be a way in, but I don't know it.
I hear you.
So we'll see what happens. But it's getting more expensive. That's a 16% gain rise in crude oil prices in the last week. That's not good. I'm getting tired of these high prices.
Yeah, national average is over $4 a gallon, and that was yesterday.
Oh my gosh! I'll tell you what, that is like a dream scenario. $4 a gallon.
I know. I know, brother.
It's one of these weird things where it's like we read about oil prices because of the Iran stuff, and you go, yeah, that sucks. And then you go like, and what are you paying nationally? And they go, it's almost over $4 a gallon now. You go, wait a minute.
Like where?
I'll drive 100 miles for $4 a gallon. That's crazy.
Yep.
Because in our state, it's a lot more than that.
Yeah, it's going up everywhere.
All right. That's a whole separate topic. Do you want to talk about J.D. Vance? Did you see the second story? This is a big clicked-on story. People around the country are interested in this. A Secret Service agent has been removed from Vice President J.D. Vance's detail. There's an internal review happening right now because there's allegations, at least, that this agent was spilling leaked or leaking information. Did you see this?
Yes, security information regarding the security detail of the Vice President of the United States. They've got a leaker, and recently, you remember, I think it was a week ago, FBI Director Patel said, "Look, we're gonna stop this. This administration is got far too many leaks.
No more leaks.
We're going to investigate. We're going to hold accountable. We're going to prosecute. We're going to do whatever it has to take to stop the leaks." And now we get the Vice President's security detail being placed on administrative leave.
And I mean, they could not be in a more sensitive situation right now. They just had a baby. They just had their fourth baby, like what, a week ago?
Yeah.
Like almost exactly a week ago. So you're in this like really sensitive time. You just want your family to feel protected, and then you have. And no, I don't know what the information that was leaked. It could have been information about the kids that was like nice information. It could have been like, oh, it's a happy bouncing baby boy, yada yada yada.
It wasn't that. The information I'm seeing from a news story I found was, let me make sure I got the right accreditation to the CNN.com says they're leaking information about the Vice President's travel agenda and his
which
travel
compromises
plans.
his security.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's when our elected leaders are the most vulnerable.
Yeah.
Is when they're traveling, when they're out into the public world. That's when they're the most security elements are put in place, most resources available. And this insider is leaking information about the travel agenda of the Vice President, whether it's through air or on land, coming home from the hospital, whatever schedule it is. If someone wants to do him harm, you need to know where he's going to be and when he's going to be there. This is the most sensitive information going.
It's really fascinating when you think about what the Secret Service has on their plate. Not only do they have to, because a lot of people don't know this, but they're not just responsible for the president and the vice president.
Oh, no.
The Secret Service is also responsible for making sure that members of Congress are safe, for
cabinet members.
It is a massive operation.
Yeah.
And to make sure that you're keeping all of those, leaks plugged, that would be a really tough thing to do. Now, you hope that the people who are seeking that job out, which is it's an incredibly high bar, and you're hoping that those people all have the best of intentions. And this could just be somebody who I don't know what the intent is to share the information. Maybe they just have loose lips sink ships kind of thing. Maybe that's not nefarious in what they're trying to do, but maybe they're still doing it. And they're like, listen, this is not something that we do in the Secret Service. But it is fascinating because they have to protect everybody. Yeah. And it's all the presidents, all the past presidents. Yeah. It's a tough job.
And we had a story yesterday that they've rescheduled the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Yeah, is that tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night. The director of the Secret Service was speaking yesterday, defending the Secret Service's efforts at the previous White House Correspondents' Dinner, where an assassination attempt was made.
Yeah.
He focused on the fact that a shooter, an armed assailant, was stopped checkpoints, many checkpoints away from actually causing physical harm to one of our elected officials or appointed representatives from our government or their families or the press or anybody. They stopped this guy a floor below and 3 checkpoints away from being able to do anything untowards. Now, this guy checked in a hotel 2 days earlier with a bag full of guns. We should look at that, and they are. That's why the new venue has been chosen, the Waldorf, I believe, in D.C., a much easier perimeter to secure. Secret Service works 24/7, around the clock, like you mentioned, for hundreds, if not thousands, of official representatives of our government. And to have somebody on the inside, it's hard enough.
Think about every time they want to go to get a coffee. You have to secure and lock down. Like, it's not like J.D. Vance can just leave. He's like the number 2 guy. Imagine they're doing this for everybody.
And the first guy ain't in the best physical health.
Yeah, but
I don't wish him any, but we got a bucket of chicken away from President Vance. I'm just,
But you're just thinking about just what it would be required to, let's say they want to go out in D.C. somewhere.
Yeah, and they want to
wife. Make a quick stop.
Yeah, we got a babysitter.
Maybe a photo opportunity and picking up diapers.
Yeah,
You got to then go. You got to call ahead to Safeway or where I don't know what they got out on the East Coast. What's a big supermarket out there?
Oh,
the East Coast.
A&P.
They want to go to A&P.
Yeah.
And they got to call up A&P. And they say, hey, we're going to go into A&P. We're going to put a little button on every single person in A&P so that we know where they are. Yeah. We've had ex-presidents come into the studio before, and they do that. They'll do a sweep of everybody. They'll do a background check of everybody. Yep. Then they give you a little button so that they know exactly where you're at. And these are presidents who have not been president for decades.
Yeah, they still merit Secret Service protection.
It's incredible stuff. All right, this last story is pretty wild to me. This is getting a lot of press. So there is an effort to pass a bill, and I believe that the House did pass this bill. Is that right? The House passed this bill.
This bill passed the Stop Insider Trading Act.
The Stop Insider Trading Act.
Bipartisan support.
Can you give the audience just kind of a basic breakdown of what they're attempting to do with this act?
It's House Bill H.R. 7008. It's the Stop Insider Trading Act. It is supposed to prohibit elected officials from benefiting on information that they receive through briefings or hearings or whatever mechanism it is, and then using that information to trade in the stock markets or profit from insider information.
That's right.
In a nutshell.
Yeah.
The problem is, and it was passed, but with bipartisan vote yesterday, it was the voting numbers. You have the numbers for it?
I have the numbers, and technically it's bipartisan, but let me ask you a question about this.
Sure.
So 231 yeses, which includes the Republicans, 198 noes, which are Democrats.
All the no votes were Democratic. Now, if I'm not mistaken, no Republicans voted against this bill. Is that? Can we get the actual vote tally?
I believe it. I don't
want to misspeak.
Yeah, I want to say that this was voted for by Republicans completely, and then 13 Democrats voted with Republicans.
Right.
To finally pass the measure at 231 to 198.
Yeah, there are 218 in the House of Republicans.
So why would 198 Democrats vote against this? Because this to me seems like one of those kind of nonpartisan issues where you go like, hey, if you guys have inside information because of the nature of your job and passing bills, and everybody else out in the country is looking at you guys going like, it's amazing that somebody could be in a job position that pays $174,000 a year, and then magically after a few years, you have $10 million and you make a lot of investments and trades.
There are genuine issues with politicians insider trading of all stripes, both parties. I'll give you one.
Nancy Pelosi voted against
it. And how many Democrats voted against it?
198.
Let me tell you what Seth Moulton, who's a member of the House of Representatives,
Did he vote against it?
He voted against it as well, and he wrote, this is why. Today I vote no on the Stop Insider Trading Act.
Okay.
Republicans call this a stock trading ban, but it is really a sham piece of legislation full of loopholes for politicians and the president to take advantage of. Americans deserve real accountability from their politicians. That's why I co-sponsored the Restore Trust in Government Act and the Restore Trust in Congress Act to ban stock trading from members of Congress, the president, vice president, and cabinet members with zero exceptions. The Stop Insider Trading Act is not a stock trading ban. It is actually a voter suppression bill in disguise because there are elements of the SAVE Act that have been rolled into the Stop Insider Trading. And that's often the case. You piggyback legislation, you put things in that are completely unrelated to insider trading with regard to the voter ID acts of the Stop Act. That was one of the elements.
Why did 13 Democrats vote for it then? That's strange. They would support.
Exactly. I don't know. Maybe that's enough.
Or maybe
there.
Seth Moulton isn't being genuine.
Well, he says it doesn't prohibit Congress people from
trading stocks,
selling stock, only buying stock. And it creates so many loopholes.
How can you sell it if you've bought it?
That's what's in the bill. It said that this piece of legislation makes it easier for them to profit off their positions and to hide their insider trading. And I'd have to do more research into the bill itself. But these guys, oftentimes these bills are saying one thing, but they're really just half measures.
So you would vote this down?
If I was reading into it and it didn't really do the job of stopping insider trading, as these no votes claims that's their argument against voting for it.
Sure.
They didn't have the numbers to stop it from happening. It still would have to go to the Senate.
Yeah.
And with 535 House representatives, guys can really, they can vote in protest. They can be against it, but voting away because it's going to pass doesn't matter. I don't want a no vote hanging around my neck. They may have been Republicans who don't like the elements of this bill, but knew it was going to pass anyway and don't want being saddled in future campaign ads that I voted against stopping insider trading.
It's interesting to me. Is it possible that Democrats voted no on this because they want insider trading?
You'd have to reach into the heart and minds of Democrats. That's possible with a politician of any stripe.
Yeah, of course. No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, I do find it interesting that along those lines.
Yeah, if the bill doesn't really do the job of stopping insider trading, I'd probably vote no for it. I'd wait and hope for a better bill. I'd like to read into Representative Moulton's his piece of legislation.
Well.
Yeah. I mean, on the surface, it looks like what kind of monster votes against stopping insider trading?
I don't think this would make somebody a monster because they want to have quick and easy access to information that they could profit on. I mean, that's kind of human nature that you want to make some money.
But
I understand that.
It's beneath the office.
But it's illegal, and you shouldn't be doing something that's illegal. Technically, what they're doing is not illegal, but it certainly does seem to feel like an unfair advantage that they have to make investments and to enrich themselves. And then you're kind of in a situation where you could actually be motivated to make certain decisions knowing that you were affecting the outcome of something that you could directly benefit from. And that doesn't sound like a good idea.
No.
Nancy Pelosi, do you know what her net worth is, by the way?
I don't. It's a lot. It's more than her $170,000 salary can get you, even in 50 years.
According to Insider Finance, Nancy Pelosi's net worth. This is an insane amount of money. Take a guess. Take a guess.
$70 million.
A little higher. She voted no on this, by the way.
$170 million.
A little higher.
$570 million.
A little higher.
$1.7 billion.
$640 million.
Okay, $640. That was pretty close to that last bet.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty close. That's a good living.
She's done
now,
well.
Is that her or is that her and her husband?
That's the trick. That's the trick. She'll claim all day. She goes, I don't do these trades.
Her husband is not just the trades, but her husband. Is their wealth, is that money she's made on trading, or is that the collective wealth, the collective?
Well, this is not all trading. This is net worth.
Yeah, from her and her husband, who's a successful businessman.
He does.
Who works in finance.
He does a lot of stuff.
I think he wrote a book on home security. I'm kidding.
Not a book I would buy.
I wouldn't buy it. And we're kidding.
It is very interesting, and we'll see. I mean, obviously, this, it's past the House, but who knows what's going to happen.
Well, it won't be the end of the story, because now it's got to go to the Senate. It could go to the president's desk.
Yeah.
And if it's a half measure, if it doesn't really stop insider trading, I'll look into this more.
Sure.
Because as the story moves forward, we really need to stop insider trading in Washington.
Very interesting. It's a fascinating topic. We'll keep an eye on it for you guys. Can we get to some of these questions of the day?
Absolutely.
Who do you want Jimothy the Raccoon to replace?
Who are you writing Jimothy in for? Who are you writing him in for?
We want to know. Hit us up on the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476, and why. We'll tell you next. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
Back on February 8th, the countdown started at 167 days.
3, 2, 1.
Right after the clock showed zeros.
The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
The champs are back on the field in just 2 days when Seahawks training camp begins.
We know that we're target number 1 now.
The home of the Super Bowl champs, KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Folks, we know that the heat is upon us. Yesterday was a record temperature in the state of Washington, Seattle specifically. Integrity Roofing and Construction can let you know if your insulation is up to speed. Your energy bills, they're going up every day. The last thing you want to do is be throwing money away because your house isn't properly insulated. And did your roof survive the winter? Did you have a leak you didn't even know about? Integrity Roofing and Construction gives you a free video inspection, free roof assessment. Schedule one today. Go to integrityrc.com to schedule. They can do it all at Integrity. Repairs, replacements, full restorations. IntegrityRC.com is the website.
Les Schwab Tires has always believed that taking care of people is the right thing to do. Today, that means more than trusted service. It means delivering real value, too. That's why we're lowering prices on hundreds of tires without changing the service and expertise you've always counted on. Consumer Reports named Les Schwab the best tire retailer for 2026. We'll keep working every day to earn your trust. See leschwab.com for details.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Point!
Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Did you know that 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state? I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide financial support for breast and gynecologic cancer patients in our community. Join us at Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel in Woodinville for an unforgettable afternoon of inspiration. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd at nwhopeandhealing.org. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Hey, buying a used car can be stressful. Sunset Auto Family takes that stress away with a 48-hour used vehicle exchange policy. You pick it out, you drive it for a couple days. If it's not the right fit, they'll help you find one that is. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon at 1:30. I'm Tim Hole. Here's what's happening. 7 homes have now been destroyed as the railroad fire burns in Grant County along the Columbia River about 10 miles south of Interstate 90. That wildfire has forced level 3 go-now evacuations for the small towns of Beverly and Schwana. Those communities along Highway 243 have a combined population of about 500 people. 3 women are recovering after what police describe was a targeted shooting overnight in North Seattle. Police say a gunman fired more than 20 shots at the truck the women were sitting in just after midnight at Aurora Avenue and North 96th Street. One of the women was shot several times. 2 others were hit by flying glass. This happened just hours after Seattle City Council member Deborah Juarez unveiled a proposal to let police temporarily close streets hit by recurring gun violence. The city also plans to dedicate a prosecutor to cases involving violence along Aurora.
To be cross-deputized to look at misdemeanors and felonies and sex trafficking.
Police say a single suspect fled south on Aurora. No arrests so far. Kirkland police say they've sniffed out a suspect accused of stealing $500,000 worth of perfume, cologne, and other merchandise from stores across the Puget Sound. Detectives arrested the man at his Kent home as he tried to escape out a second-story window. He's being held on $255,000 bail. The state of Washington is activating a traffic signal on westbound SR 104 just north of the Hood Canal Bridge. The goal is to keep people using Paradise Bay Road access to the highway after lengthy bridge openings. WashDOT says those drivers get stuck behind hundreds of cars during peak openings.
The meter will activate during periods of heavy traffic when there are backups on Paradise Bay Road. So what the meter is going to do is it's going to create gaps to allow those turning from Paradise Bay Road to enter the roundabout more easily.
That signal goes live on Monday. It only impacts westbound traffic on SR 104. Seems everyone is trying to cash in on Jimothy the raccoon's viral fame. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports one wildlife expert says all the attention could come at a cost.
There's now a Jimothy bobblehead, Jimothy tattoos, Lego-inspired creations, coffee mugs, sticker pads, hundreds of T-shirts on Etsy and Amazon, and the State Department of Licensing says someone even filed for a license plate that says Jimothy. All of it makes Suzanne West, director of the Sarvey Wildlife Care Center, worry that we're all creating a celebrity that could lead to abusive behavior.
Get a selfie with him or capture more video that then they can also share. He didn't sign up for this.
The White House made Jimothy political, posting a photo of the raccoon wearing a red MAGA ball cap that reads, "Trump was right about everything." Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Wall Street after the closing bell today, markets down. Dow down 506, the NASDAQ off 553, and the S&P off 90. At 1:33, let's check KIRO real-time traffic with Nate.
Hey, Tim, we're looking pretty good out there. Linwood to Seattle is going to take you a half hour. Nothing surprising here. South 5, you're heavy from about Lake City Way in the downtown. North 5, scattered backups between the Michigan Curve and the Ship Canal. About 20 minutes gets you through this. South 405, it is thick between Southeast 8th and Cold Creek Parkway. From there, it thins out, but you're not in the clear until you get into the Renton S-Curve. North 405, we're slow from South Center into the Renton S-Curves. And Tacoma to Olympia, we've shaved a few minutes off your commute from our last report, now at 45 minutes. All that slowing is between Lacey and Olympia, starting near Cabela's. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Sun and clouds mix this afternoon with a possible chance of showers and a high of 79, much cooler than yesterday. Morning clouds, afternoon sun for Friday, 84 tomorrow. The weekend looks partly to mostly cloudy with highs in the mid-70s. Right now, 71 in Seattle. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, we got a great question of the day here. Tons of responses. We saw some posts earlier today that people were posting their ballots that they have now received in the mail, and they're doing a bunch of write-ins for Jimothy. And so we thought, this would be fun. Which elected official in Washington State would you replace with Jimothy if you could? And we have asked you guys, and you have made a lot of great suggestions. Spike, do you want to start on this one?
Yeah, but I would like to take a little credit here because and to our audience, I want to give a little credit. I should say.
You had a joke set up.
I predicted that we would get this joke numerous times. Let me rip open the envelope.
Okay.
You read this joke I wrote 2 hours, hour and a half ago.
This paper's in my hands. Short spine is better than no spine at all.
And I would quote
That's a good joke.
It's a great joke. So with Tracy and Burien.
Did we get one?
Tracy and Burien. It's an easy joke. Jimothy at least has some spine. Jim, the liberal trucker. Here you go, Spike. Even a short spine is better than no spine at all, isn't it? Janet says, hey, guys, I'd replace Fergie with Jimothy because the governor with a short spine is better than no spine at all. And they go on and on. RB and 360, Barry. And we got dozens of them.
That's fantastic.
At least Jimothy has some kind of spine, says Barry in Maple Valley.
Thank you,
right?
Barry.
You people are genius. All of you.
That's great. I did not even pick that up. That's great. I'm genuinely surprised by the joke. I think you're inventive for coming up with it. I think all these people who also did.
Most times when people say that this guy stole my joke, you hear that all the time in the comedy world. This guy stole my joke. Many people make the same joke. It's an AB kind of a joke.
People will arrive there because
exactly.
it's obvious. You're right.
No spine politicians. Boom, baby.
This guy has more of a spine than you do. Bam.
Boom. Swap a doodle.
Oh, I love it.
All
That's
right,
great.
Moving down the list past the obvious first jokes. John, if you Google Jimothy, he will run across the screen and you can push the green paw at the bottom right. Really?
That's another fun thing about Jimothy. People have invented, you can see him everywhere now. Roku home screen has a little Jimothy. You can also, there's a video game, like a free playable online video game in old Nintendo Entertainment System style where you can play a Jimothy video game. It's kind of fun. All right, Jonas Nahomish says that he would replace Jim Walsh. He says all complaints and no solutions.
Wow, okay.
I got to say, John, that's not very fair. I would direct you to Jim Walsh's website. He's proposed a bunch of bills that obviously with a Democratic majority that they can't get passed all the time. But
it's hard.
There's a lot of good solutions.
Yeah, it's true. 949 says, I've been a bit disillusioned with Representative Kim Schreier, so maybe we send Jimothy to Congress.
Do you think that he would insider trade? How would Jimothy have voted on the insider trading bill?
He probably would have been absent the vote out back of the dumpsters. Lots of trash. Congress generates a lot of trash.
Also, not being able to read is a problem. But he's got he would have a lot of staff members, so he'd probably be okay on that one. Sasho?
Yeah, sure.
Our elections should have NOTA.
It's none of the above.
Oh, none of the above on the ballot. None of the above. Oh, I should have kept reading. None of the above. If none of the above wins, new candidates need to be picked. I disagree with that one. Obviously, the candidate did whatever they needed to do to get on the ballot. Yeah. That's your choice at that point.
You don't have to vote.
You don't have to vote.
Yeah, and oftentimes people pass over most of their ballot.
Do you read, now that we are in ballot season, for the races that you don't understand or you have no insight into, there's a lot of races that will show up depending on your county.
Sure. Yeah,
You'll end up getting a lot of names you've never heard of.
Names? Yeah, absolutely.
On seats that you are completely unfamiliar with.
Right.
How do you vote on those generally? Do you just are you picking at random, or do you spend the time Googling each one?
They
do the voter guide?
They send out a voter guide, and they take a lot of effort for the candidates make their pitch to you why they are worthy of your vote. There's assessments. The editorial boards of newspapers who stopped doing it the last cycle, a lot of the big papers stopped endorsing a candidate. These are people whose job it is to know everything about an issue or a politician. I take great comfort in the fact that the smarter people than me at least give me some advice or some information, which are based. I don't vote like flat out incumbency.
Sure.
A lot of people vote the other way, ignore incumbency. If you feel like your legislators ain't getting anything done, people they will vote against an incumbent just for fresh ideas, fresh faces.
Yeah.
I try to read.
I'm okay. I'm okay with newspapers not giving me their opinions on things because it's their opinions. I'm more interested in who I think is going to do the best. So I do like the voter guide.
Yeah, voter guides are helpful.
Because it's personal for every person. I'm voting for somebody for a very different reason than somebody else might be voting.
I may be voting against people for that same reason.
We each get a vote, and that's the beautiful part of our system.
Yeah, buddy.
I will also do Google image searches.
Image searches?
I just like to see what somebody looks like. I feel like I can assess somebody based on how I see them.
You know, that's not crazy.
It's not crazy.
I kind of feel the same way. I want to get a look at this guy.
I want to size somebody up. And if they got a little look in their eye, what I try to do first, before I even read anything about them, is I will Google image search the person, and I don't want to know anything about their political party. Okay. I'm just making an assessment based on how they're looking.
Okay.
Are they well kept? Do they care about their appearance? Do they seem like they're an approachable person? Yeah. Do they have ugly features that I might find unappealing? Most of it's based on attractiveness. And then only if I can't make a decision based on attractiveness will I step in and
take a look at the issues.
That's a joke.
I know.
I
obviously
wonderful. Don't look at their images.
Are you a big issue voter? Because that's what I mean. It's funny. We talked during the week about how
everybody's an issue voter.
Yeah. Well, I mean referendums. As opposed to candidates, I guess is what I'm saying. Not an issue voter.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like how a candidate would look at something. How would Jimothy vote on the income tax? I would imagine he'd probably be vehemently against the income tax.
Well, but he loves waste. He makes it. It's his bread and butter, if you will. Right. I like to try to inform myself on the referendums.
Sure.
Which is why we talked earlier in the week about how the repeal of the millionaire's tax, how it's written, is going to be convoluted. And maybe intentionally confusing to voters. That's when the voting guides come in so handy.
Well, that's one of the reasons they put in the emergency clause originally, is because if it went directly as a referendum, then the voters would have a say. Because they put in the emergency clause, then it gets put to the voters only through the initiative process. Yeah. And once the initiative process is approved, if they get enough on the ballot, then the AG's office, who advised them on how to write up the millionaire's tax,
and how to justify the emergency clause,
gets to write the description for what it is.
Yeah.
Which to me feels a little bit like, it feels like a conflict. It feels like a huge conflict of interest, if I'm being honest.
And we said earlier in the week, if your yes is for the income tax or the millionaire's tax, no is against the millionaire's tax. That's how it ought to be written.
Yeah.
But since it's a referendum to overturn, it's completely the opposite.
So if you don't like the income tax,
vote yes.
You vote yes on 645.
On reversing it, on removing it. Yeah.
And if you want an income tax, you vote no on 645. You want to keep the millionaire's tax. Crazy. It's very confusing, but hopefully we've cleared it up.
This next texter, read this one.
B in Puyallup says, I used to write Dory Monson. And that would be, I knew a lot of people who did that back in the day. Well, and there was a lot of people who used to say, like, man, Dory should have run for governor back in the day. I wish he would have.
And you remember when Dave Ross, our own Dave Ross, ran for Congress?
I do remember that, yeah.
I don't know if I've ever heard of any or learned of or knew a candidate more qualified than Dave Ross. I think, from what my priorities are and what I care and want for my community, Dave Ross, who better?
There you go.
Who better?
You would have voted for him.
I did, and he didn't win.
Who beat him?
Who cares?
I want to know who that person was. It wasn't Jimothy.
No. Dave Ross is one. Jimothy wouldn't beat Dave Ross. Any of these other local chuckleheads.
Jimothy's got a lot of name recognition. Well, Dave did too.
Dave did.
Dave did too. Mark in Nisqually, is Curley running for any public offices? I don't know about that. I know that he was on a city council once.
John served once, and he was from. I don't want to paraphrase for John or put words in his mouth. He said it became so frustrating not to be able to accomplish what he wanted to accomplish. He had enough.
He's got a lot of great stories about that. I imagine when he runs out of stories about his time in the city council's office,
going to run again?
You might find him on a ticket somewhere when he needs some more
show content,
some more tickets or some more stories.
I love it.
All right, but we'll try to get to a few more of these in our last call, so you can still send some of these in. 888-973-5476. Okay, when we come back, I am telling you, you do not want to miss this segment. We're going to have some feeding time, and we're going to talk about what we're seeing in our social feeds. Mine will make your day, and it's a ton of fun, and it's audio-centric, and you're going to love it. You have one too?
Yeah, I got one, but
okay,
I'm not going to make your day.
Good. All right, stick to it. We'll be right back.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Boytine from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
Hey, Spike O'Neill for Aegis Living. I recently had the opportunity to have a little event at Aegis Living. I had a cook-off with one of their chefs, Chef Dirk. And the food that they serve at Aegis Living facilities, it may seem like a small thing to you, but food is so important for people's sense of community, as a memory. The food at Aegis Living is beyond compare. They have Michelin star chefs working at many of their locations. All of their locations take their menus for their community members, their residents, so seriously. You can't take them any more seriously. Aegis Living voted #1 senior living for community in all of America in 2025 by Seniorly Magazine. Go to agesliving.com/Spike and book a visit today.
What would you do if the person you love needed round-the-clock care and you had no plan to pay for it?
I was very worried about running out of money.
When Mike's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he turned to LifePoint Law and Elder Law attorney Rajiv Nagayich.
And then he said, "You're going to be okay, but we have to get through these steps." Then I felt a whole lot better going into it. It was still a very difficult process, but in the end, I knew that there was someone there that if I needed help, understood what I'm going through.
LifePoint Law helped Mike protect his wife, his finances, and his future.
They laid it out really well up front. They give you a very in-depth plan. There are so many things that you don't know. I could never have done it on my own.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Federal Way August 1st, Puyallup on the 4th, Tacoma on the 6th, or Bellevue August 8th. Space is limited, so sign up today at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Jane is a small business owner.
That's right.
And tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect. Plus gig speeds with security and equipment included. All with a 5-year price lock.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
Exactly. The Total Solutions Advantage. Get started for just $60 a month for 12 months when you add wireless connect to a qualifying internet package. No one does business like Comcast Business.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
It's the best time of the year at Staples, with back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school.
Hey, Jake Skorheim here. Did you know every qualifying vehicle at Sunset Auto Family comes with oil changes for life? That's about $150 each, and you get up to 5 a year, saving you thousands over the life of your vehicle. Visit our friends at Sunset Auto Family. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
Get more baseball for your buck with Mariners value options. Tickets for less than $12 to select games all season, and the biggest ever value menu and beer lineup, featuring 36 items and available every game. Check it out at mariners.com/value.
All right, welcome back. This is a fun segment. We do it a lot. It's called Feeding Time. The thing is, like, when you're on your social media feeds, stuff that you're seeing, it's being shoved down your throat. It's an algorithm that's chasing you around because one time you hovered over the picture for more than 5 seconds and it said, you must really love everything about Jimothy.
I know.
Which is true.
It's still there. It's still there. It's not as bad as it was a couple days ago.
Yeah. No, and then it kind of like, and that's how they do it. They just like, they follow you around. They go like, oh, do you like this? Do you like this? Do you like this? So we thought this would be fun. Spike and I see the world. We have different ways that we see the world. We have a lot of things in common. We also see different things, whatever. So you're seeing probably very different things than I'm seeing on my phone.
I'm seeing a lot of political stuff on my feeds because that's where I tend to hover, and I do try to become informed. You know, I try to listen to opposing viewpoints with regard to these stories.
We do a show. We need to be informed.
But the problem is when I watch videos and I watch, that's what all they send me nowadays. All I get is Senate hearings, like Attorney General confirmation hearing updates, and I get all this. There's a guy called Mr. Global. You ever heard of that guy?
I see. I've never even heard of that. That's probably one of your main guys.
Mr. Global is an economist with a lifetime's worth of body of work, career, professional work in the gas and oil industry, and he understands global gas markets, and he explains and he debunks, and he's got a point of view. I'm sure it's slanted. And I hope I'm getting proper information.
He's pretty liberal, but he's talking about gas and oil. He hates gas and oil.
He's talking about the business of gas and oil.
Yeah.
And why it's going to be an ugly, ugly summer with regard to gas prices, and all the things he said a month ago were going to happen are bearing out to be true today. So
there you go.
Yeah. But that's
what you're seeing when you're looking at social media.
I don't get enough love. For a while, I was getting puppy rescues, and I loved it. And then, I don't know, the war started or something happened. I just started getting all this political
What are you
crap.
seeing today? Give us the audience what you're seeing today in your feeding time.
Todd Blanche is here. I've got a lot of Todd Blanche. I got a lot of Todd Blanche's confirmation. I know, right? Exactly. I don't want that.
That's what you're saying, Todd Blanche?
Plus, also, I'm a member of Ocean City Food.
There you go.
Yeah, I get a lot of
pizza chain that you can't visit.
Where's the best pizza on the boardwalk? Yeah. Where can I get all I can eat crab legs? And I got 4 kids who are ill behaved. What's a good restaurant that serves good food? Won't mind that my kids throw things.
Okay.
Great.
Okay. Do you know what I'm seeing a lot of?
What?
There is a kid who is 12 years old. His name is Samuel Henderson, and he makes bird noises.
You're kidding me.
Yes. Have you ever heard of this kid?
No.
Okay.
See?
So he has, Laura has seen this. Okay. This is crossed.
I have seen this. This has crossed my desk.
This is across your desk. All right. So this kid is 12 years old. He rose to fame when he was at a talent show for his school and in front of his classmates.
Tough room, by the way.
He gets up there, and I believe, does he have Tourette's? I believe he might have Tourette's or something.
I would guess that he's on the spectrum.
Something.
Just based on how accurate
He is.
you're going to think we're just playing bird noises.
And I have comparisons. This is fun.
Oh,
so,
great.
So
I'll
he
shut
gets up. He gets up in front of this group of his
classmates,
middle school classmates. He's 12 years old.
I've done that. That's tough.
And he's standing behind a microphone, and he gets up there and he starts doing these bird calls, and it just goes completely viral on at least the internet that I see, on the non-Todd Blanche looking internet.
I want that internet.
So then he makes a second video, and this is how the second video sounds. This is the start of it, and then I have a third one too. But listen to this kid. You're going to love him instantly. This is 4 seconds. You will love this kid.
This is Bird Request Part 2.
That was him making a... I assume that was a hawk.
That's a hawk.
Okay, so here he is. This is Samuel Henderson. He's 12 years old. He is making more of these videos now. He picked 5 NFL teams that all have bird mascots, and one of them is the Seahawks, which we'll get to in a second. Here he is.
I know what. There are 6 total.
This is the Northern Cardinal for the Cardinals.
The Northern Cardinal.
This is a kid. Okay, here's what a real cardinal sounds like. That's pretty good. That's very good. Well done, Samuel. This is a peregrine falcon that he did for the Falcons.
And a peregrine falcon, the fastest animal in the world.
Okay, here's a real falcon, just for comparison's sake. Pretty good, right?
It's amazing.
Pretty amazing. Okay, So now we get to the Seahawks. So he does a red-tailed hawk. This is Samuel.
This is a red-tailed hawk.
Wow.
And here's what a real red-tailed hawk sounds like. And when you see him, Laura, you've seen the kid. When he's doing it, he's like, he just looks hilarious doing it. I mean, like, he's really into it. He loves doing it. Looks like he's having a ton of fun. And then here's his final one. Here's an eagle.
This is what the bald eagle actually sounds like.
And then a real bald eagle. He's a talent. The kid's a talent.
He's a talented kid. That's adorable.
Yeah. Look, you start looking stuff like that up so it just gets in your feed, and then you'll just feel good.
Yeah, when I watch a video, that's all they want to send me.
You just want to feel good.
I want to watch a kid do bird calls.
It's pretty cool. He's good at them. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Next, we got some Katie Wilson stuff. Her staff, she's lost another staffer. What is this about? This is interesting. We'll talk about that. Lots of other things. Stick around. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
A political shakeup for Democrats that represent Seattle.
Traffic.
Right now, Auburn to Renton at 25 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay.
Conversation.
3 people on the floor can't cover 20 aisles of plexiglass. They're doing their best. It just doesn't work.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
And the party begins.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz here again with Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. Greg, there are some folks getting CP 504 notices. This is not something that should be ignored. You need a professional.
When you receive a CP 504 notice, alarm bells need to go off. And as much as you just want to push that envelope aside, because they know it's not going to be good. And it's not a very good notice to get, because it means the IRS is really coming down on you hard. Get help right away. Call somebody that knows what they're doing and get some assistance.
How have you helped?
We help them by understanding exactly where they're at. We interview them, we talk with them, find out. We'd like to know, how did you get here? And then we make a plan whereby we do our level best to help people with this struggle they are having now with their taxes.
Judgment-free.
Judgment-free.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn with None Better Tax Resolution, 425-947-1967, or Google NUNN, None Better Tax Resolution.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages just seize your bank accounts and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo.
Your best source for local news.
Newly released police video shows the arrest of a 17-year-old.
KIRO Newsradio.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
And Doug.
Hot dog, get your hot dog. Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct, to the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Tune in to The Money Professor with Chris Longworth.
Having some certainty about your plan is definitely going to give you all the advantages.
Chris has the heart of an educator.
If you really want to do this correctly, then you get to enjoy every day of retirement like it's a Saturday. And if you don't, it's a Monday for the rest of your life.
Tune in to The Money Professor with Chris Longworth, Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. In Madison, Wisconsin, protests broke out following a deadly encounter between police and a black man. Officers called of the reports of a man checking vehicle doors. When officers tried to make contact, they say he fled on a bike. Video circulated online shows a struggle and then 3 shots fired. Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway at a briefing today called for calm and a full investigation.
Like many in our community today, I have a lot of questions and concerns about what happened yesterday. What decisions were made by officers that led to escalation instead of de-escalation? What different choices could have been made to prevent harm?
The U.S. and Iran locked in back-and-forth strikes. Reports of Iranian drone and missile attacks in Kuwait now, and maritime traffic remains stalled or blocked in the Strait of Hormuz. And Iran-backed Houthi rebels targeting ships in the Red Sea, driving Brent crude prices above $100. On Wall Street, stocks ended sharply lower. This is ABC News. David Burke, the singer known as David, back in a Los Angeles courtroom for day 3 of the preliminary hearing in his murder case. The 21-year-old accused of killing teen Celeste Rivas last year. Prosecutors say to keep the teen from exposing an alleged sexual relationship. ABC's Alex Stone is outside the courthouse.
The judge seems to be wanting to speed things up. She wanted to get going a little bit earlier today than they had the last 2 days. But originally, this was going to go 3 to 7 days. We're on the 3rd day. So it could wrap up as early as today. They have a few more witnesses to call. Question's going to be if there will be any rebuttal witnesses, if the defense is going to put anybody up. We expect that there will be an almost immediate decision to move this forward to trial. They just have to show the lowest level of probable cause. They don't have to show proof beyond a reasonable doubt.
David has pleaded not guilty to all charges. There are new calls for possible criminal charges against former special counsel Jack Smith, who investigated President Trump. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
At 2:02, 7 homes lost to Washington's newest wildfire. More on that story coming up. But first, here's Nate with real-time traffic.
Thanks, Tim. Your Seattle Mariners have the update. Good news in JBLM. One lane has reopened South 5 at the off-ramp to Berkeley Avenue, where crews are still working on our semi-crash from early this morning. That left lane is now open on the ramp. So that lane either sends you to Thorn Lane or you can continue straight on to Berkeley. Up in Marysville, South 5 at State Route 528, a crash is on your left shoulder. Traffic jams up briefly at the scene. Linwood to Seattle still taking you right around a half hour. South 5 slows from Northgate to I-90 and it gets pretty thick there, Lake City Way. North 5 scattered backups between the Michigan Curve and Ship Canal Bridge. We're up to 25 minutes now to get through this. State Route 99, just want to remind you, it's wide open through downtown Seattle if you decide you want to skip those I-5 backups. Tacoma to Olympia, 45 minutes. Still slow between Nisqually now and Olympia. Don't miss the biggest event of the year at T-Mobile Park. It's 50 Season Celebration Night on August 8th, presented by Daktronics. Get your tickets at mariners.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, it's 2:03. I'm Tim Hole. Here's what's happening. King County prosecutors say a mother knowingly put her 2-year-old son with Down syndrome in mortal danger. Now she faces a manslaughter charge.
King County prosecutors say on July 9th, 25-year-old Nakia Abergast placed the physically helpless child face down in a bathtub, turned on the water, and left the room. They say Abergast later gave conflicting accounts of how long he was unattended. Casey McNurfney with the King County Prosecutor's Office.
The child was physically helpless in the tub face down is what police said, and they referred this case over as a manslaughter investigation. Prosecutors reviewed it and agreed.
Investigators believe the child was alone in the water for more than 14 minutes. Prosecutors argue Abergast admitted knowing it was unsafe to leave the child unattended, but she insists she was not trying to kill her child. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
The Grant County Sheriff's Office says 7 homes have been destroyed by the fast-moving railroad fire. It's burning about 10 miles south of I-90 at Vantage along the Columbia River. Level 3 go-now evacuations are in effect for the entire towns of Beverly and Schwana, home to a couple hundred residents each. State firefighting resources are mobilized and an evacuation shelter is set up. The Seattle Fire Department wants to add drones to its emergency response fleet, but first it needs Seattle City Council to sign off under the city's surveillance technology ordinance. The department says drones would only live stream scenes to fire personnel with no recording and no outside access. Public meetings on the plan run through early August. The next one is a Zoom meeting, which is tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. We'll be putting up a link to it with the story on mynorthwest.com. That truck driver who fell asleep and crashed his semi full of corn will be cited by Washington State Patrol.
For anyone that falls asleep at the wheel, it's pretty typical for us to cite them with the negligent driving in the second degree. Negligent because they didn't take the proper precautions to either pull off to the side of the road or stop somewhere in order to prevent this from happening.
That truck crashed off the southbound I-5 exit ramp at Thorn Lane early this morning. As you just heard from Nate, cleanup is still underway at the scene. Assistant hitting coach Bobby Magianos has been fired by the Mariners. Seattle's offense is the worst in baseball right now. The Seattle Times reports hitting coach Kevin Seitzer will remain on staff along with franchise icon Edgar Martinez. We're now getting reports of who might be partnering up with the Khosla family to buy the Seahawks.
The Carlyle Group, a New York-based global investment firm which bought 97% of the Seattle Reign. New York-based Dynasty Equity Partners Management. Former Sequoia Capital managing partner Mark Stevens and the private equity firm 6th Street Partners. According to Bloomberg News, all of them are potential investors that could partner up with the Khosla family. Earlier this month, the Paul G. Allen estate announced it had agreed to sell the team to the Khosla family-led ownership group. The reported price tag, $9.6 billion. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
At 2:06, your Thursday forecast, a mix of clouds and sun today with a remote chance of showers, 79 for the high. Morning clouds with afternoon sun on Friday and a high of 84. Right now, 71 in Seattle. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours now, 1 hour to go. I'll tell you what, earlier in the show, if you missed any of our first hour, we had a very in-depth breakdown of this case that Spike and I are investigating right now. During the day, we're doing radio stuff. But at night, well, actually, no, at night we're just kind of living our lives with our families. But also during the day, while we're doing radio stuff, we're also investigating this missing pig.
We're sleuthing.
Yeah. We're sleuthing for the... It's not
Sow.
We're sow sleuthing. Yeah. And so we talked about it at 12:30. So go back and get the podcast. It's actually really, really entertaining and also very interesting because of what's happening on Vashon Island right now. When a big member of the community, like one of the largest members of that community, goes missing and is likely stolen, people are asking questions, and people are sending us a lot of text messages. So we can't verify, so we can't report on all these things.
We can run down these leads, though.
But we can chase these leads down.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And to reiterate, we spoke to local law enforcement officials who did confirm that yes, the pig was stolen, didn't wander off.
Stolen pig.
The claim made by our guest Julia Carson, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Said, look, there was a cut piece of a pen, a holding pen, cut with a saw. There were tracks leading to hoof prints, tracks leading to tire tracks.
Trailer tracks. Yeah.
Yeah. So
clearly a stolen pig.
And it's a case of livestock theft.
Because it's a large animal.
350-pound sow.
If you guys have seen anything, we have gotten messages from WSDOT employees. We've gotten messages from neighbors. If you guys have seen anything and you want to share that information to us anonymously, you can find us on the social media pages. You can message us there. You can also send us messages through the text line, 888-973-5476. We are actually trying to get this pig back. Brita is the name of the pig. Brita.
Brita.
Name of the pig. And
it's brush up on your Viking lore, my friend.
There you go.
If you knew more about the Viking mythology, that would roll off your tongue.
It would. Can we get to some of this Katie Wilson stuff?
You bet.
Katie Wilson has lost a staff member whose name is Sage. Is it Sage Wilson?
Sage Wilson. Yeah.
Sage Wilson.
Right.
Does Katie Wilson only hire Wilsons? That seems like a little
It limits the available
suspect.
pool, doesn't it? Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of the most common names in the phone book, though. She's got a lot to pick from.
Sure.
Phone book.
Katie Wilson.
Sorry.
What year is it?
Right.
They still make a phone book?
Yes.
They still deliver a phone book to people?
I don't know about that.
You don't know.
I think there is still a paper directory for those of us who are fear technology.
Really?
Yes.
Is it just full of like nobody's number because everybody has a cell phone number?
They're in there.
How can they even list somebody?
It's businesses, Yellow Pages.
Oh, it's just a business. Yeah, okay. There's no white pages anymore. It's just Yellow Pages. Is that right? Is Yellow Pages businesses?
Yellow Pages business. White Pages are the residential directory.
All right. That has gotten a lot smaller.
Back in my day.
All right.
You'd sit on at Thanksgiving, reach the table. It was great.
I remember phone books.
Yeah. Kids these days just wonder what the food is.
They're like listening to us right now. They're like, why are you talking about phone books? What is a phone book?
Oh.
Young people are like, why am I listening to talk radio?
Call your grandparents before it's too late, before they're gone.
This
is a reminder.
You find their number in the phone book. They're the only ones still in there. Sage Wilson. Who is Sage Wilson, Spike, and why are we interested in Sage Wilson quitting the job? It sounds like Sage Wilson quit.
Sage Wilson was Mayor Katie Wilson's press secretary.
Yeah, this is a person responsible for her interactions with the media.
Yeah, and has been so for the entire 7 months of the mayor's current term in
long
office.
tenure.
Yeah, but the mayor has had horrific interactions with the media since day one.
Yeah.
And Wilson announced that they'll be leaving early next month to pursue...
Sage Wilson, not Katie Wilson.
Everybody
got their excitement up.
Didn't mean to dangle a hope in front of you folks out there in Seattle. Press secretary, soon to be former, Sage Wilson, will be leaving after 7 months, early next month, to pursue a career in advocacy for progressive causes outside of the mayor's
doesn't have
office.
a job lined up.
No.
Can we just for a second break that down? Your job was so horrible that you're leaving your job to go into nothing. Am I reading that incorrectly?
But that could be a fair interpretation. You could also
wait until you found another job?
Apparently, well, I mean, if you've got on your resume that you're the press secretary for the mayor of a major city, I bet you can find advocacy work in progressive causes, especially when you work for Mayor Wilson.
I don't know.
Right?
She hasn't gotten off to a running start.
Well, maybe she's found that the pie in the sky, we're going to get in there and change the world mentality that Mayor Wilson and her entire staff apparently.
Sage is a guy.
Sage. Oh, well, Mayor Wilson and her staff.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
They came in with this progressive. We're going to change the world. We're going to do everything we want. coming into the buzzsaw that is bureaucratic local politics.
And they said, we actually can't get
you
anything
can't get
done.
nothing done.
Yeah.
Especially when you got your foot in your mouth half the time you're talking. I don't know. Sage may have done a great job, but didn't seem to away from a public perception. And when you're the press secretary, public perception is kind of your gig.
Because we know that public perception is quite a lot, especially in local politics, if I'm just reading it, it would suggest to me that you're willing to be unemployed than to stay working for Katie Wilson until you find more employment.
A lot of people after the Titanic sank were just happy to be still swimming. You know what I'm saying? There ain't any boat to go to, but they weren't going to stay on that thing.
We're just going to jump off.
I don't care how cold the water is. That thing's going to the bottom.
That's going down.
That's not a direct quote from Sage Wilson.
No, it's not. This is Sage Wilson is, like you said, is going to be, who had previous employment at advocacy groups Working Washington and policy group Civic Ventures. So we'll go and try to find more work in progressive causes, apparently.
And
what's more I would ask Sage, where could you do the most good if not the mayor's office? Like, what is going on in the mayor's office if your job is a secretary or the press secretary for the mayor's office? Yeah, he's not transcribing notes. If you're the press secretary for the mayor's office and you have an opportunity not just to advocate for some of these progressive ideas that you hold very dear, but to actually try to implement them, doesn't it feel like, jumping off of something that actually, it's like one of them is advocating and the other one is actually delivering.
Yeah.
And you're saying like, I can't deliver nothing here.
Oftentimes you can't say something nice about somebody, you don't say anything at all. And maybe the fact that she's stepping away. He's stepping away.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it wasn't his choice. Maybe the mayor doesn't want to say, look, we've been heading in the wrong direction.
This could be a firing.
Could be. It could be. I mean, the mayor's gotten rid of their communications director.
Yeah.
The mayor's got rid of her chief of staff.
Sure.
Now the press secretary, 7 months in.
Yeah.
We've spoken to Luke Ducey, and Luke's not, he's a great reporter, but he's got a career in public relations.
He is a PR man from way back. He knows.
He's been offering free advice to this mayor and her administration.
She's been very careful not to take it.
Since day one.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the fact that an administration that just can't get their messaging out and doesn't know how to interact with the press, which is your conduit to the constituency.
Yeah.
I like that they're all getting replaced. Let's bring in some folks that know what they're doing, maybe. Because the folks that are in there don't seem, I'm just, my opinion.
The problem is that maybe Sage Wilson knows what he's doing, and maybe Katie Wilson is just refusing. That could be another frustrating thing. I'm going to give Sage a few points here.
Exactly. And we should offer the airwaves to Sage Wilson. Hey, you want to clear up some unknowns for us?
Yeah, maybe. Sage might be boring. I don't know.
Let us know when you get your next gig.
Follow up, Sage.
Yeah.
Feel free to send us a note.
And if you're between gigs, we'll buy you a bagel. We'll chat. It'd be great.
Well, Spike's offering to buy you a bagel.
I'll buy you a bagel. Come on. I got to pop for a bagel.
Let me play you. I got a couple of clips here. Katie Wilson might just, Katie Wilson, her kryptonite might be speaking to people. Right?
Sure.
Is that an unfair statement?
All evidence to the affirmative there, my friend.
Okay, here's her talking to the aforementioned Luke Ducey about a couple of recent endorsements that Katie Wilson made. Now, she made some headlines for these endorsements because she actually made endorsements against incumbent Democrats who had supported her run for mayor and tried to get her elected. Did they support her, or did they just maybe after the fact? I don't know, to be honest. Okay. They may have supported Bruce Harrell. But Katie Wilson, it's not typical for a Democrat to then say, hey, I'm going to support these non-incumbents against these Democrats who are well-established. Like Jamie Peterson is kind of like the top of the pile.
Yeah.
Jamie Peterson is the Senate Democratic leader, and she's endorsing. Who do we have on the show?
We had Hannah Sabio Howell.
Yeah, who came on our show, and
right.
She's a socialist, just like Katie Wilson, so Katie Wilson's endorsing her. Luke Ducey asked her about these endorsements. He says, these are kind of controversial. Do you want to tell us about it? And Katie Wilson made sure to clear up. And again, this would be kind of like a press secretary situation where I would have worked through some of the verbiage here before you went out and talked to people.
She does have a new communications director also helping you form messaging.
There you go. She says, no, I did not endorse them as mayor. And everybody went, huh?
I'm not going to speak to endorsements right now. I'm on the job. But if you go on Blue Sky, I did a thread where I made a statement about that.
That phrase caught my attention. I'm on the job right now. So I asked her to clarify.
So I made those endorsements in my personal capacity. I'm here right now as the mayor.
I could see that needing a definition, designation.
She made those in her personal capacity,
but
I like
not
her.
As
mayor.
Yeah, but the weight of the mayor's office endorsement is a pretty heavy weight. That means that the executive of Seattle city government is endorsing this candidate against an incumbent in state legislature.
So who is she endorsing as mayor? Is she endorsing Jamie Peterson? This is actually brilliant. She could play both sides.
Right. She didn't endorse anybody. The mayor's office, the official capacity, the chief executive of Seattle local government, doesn't endorse anybody. Katie Wilson, mom about town, husband who bakes, she likes this lady in a personal capacity, not as the official endorsement.
But nobody
of the mayor
cares
of Seattle.
about Katie Wilson, who's not the mayor.
Well,
people assume that when the mayor speaks, she's speaking in her capacity as mayor.
But that's how much weight that endorsement came. She just deflated the tires on that sand buggy, and it's going nowhere, if you'll allow me a phrase.
So do you think it's okay for politicians to say, in my official capacity, I'm not going to say, but in my personal capacity, here's who I'm endorsing?
Yeah, I'm sure. Why not?
But what's the point? Why would you do that?
Well, because
it's not like it's not like there's a proclamation somewhere that gets like read aloud. Katie Wilson on this day, mayor of Seattle,
private citizen,
has decided to endorse nobody you've ever heard of.
Right.
Like nobody cares that like that's. Well, if it was we only care because she's the mayor.
If it was the mayor making that proclamation, it would have some weight behind it.
It is the mayor making that proclamation.
It's Katie Wilson, private citizen.
They're the same person.
But are you the same guy behind the mic as you are at home?
Yes.
You have any more responsibility, credibility?
If I was a publicly elected official, if I ran for an office and I put my name down and I said, hey, I'm going to speak for my people who vote for me, and then I get into an office that's paid for with public dollars, you can bet your behind that I would be very clear that what I say represents the office, and I would be very careful to make sure that when I say things, it has a dual meaning because I am a person, but I'm no longer a private citizen in that capacity.
Well, she wasn't speaking in that capacity. She was speaking as private citizen. How about Jake Skorheim?
What?
Wait a minute. How about Jake Skorheim standing next to the grill at home, right?
Jake Skorheim's not a publicly elected official.
Grilling a steak, having a beer, right?
Yes.
Would you and things you say there
Here's what
have
I would
less
say.
weight than Jake Skorheim broadcaster?
I say nothing privately that I would not say on the air, with the exception of things that
seven certain words.
No, there's certain words that we're not supposed to say, and those are FCC requirements.
Professional decorum.
Yeah,
sure. I'm kidding. Of course.
Katie Wilson is the same person. Is she Batman? Are we not supposed to know that she has a secret identity?
Don't I wish?
I don't understand. Like, where's this split happening where she's like, I didn't say that. Katie Wilson said that.
It's a great question. When Luke's already gone for the day because he starts his day way ahead.
Don't we all agree that that's strange?
It's absolutely strange. I'm not going to defend that duality of what's the other, Two-Face? Was that the villain in the
Tommy Lee Jones?
Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face character.
He's at one side and then the other.
Yeah.
I guess that could be. Yeah, and again, from a PR perspective, you don't want to be known as Mayor Two-Face.
I'm not going to speak to endorsements right now. I'm on the job. So I made those endorsements in my personal capacity. I'm here right now as the mayor.
You know what? After hearing that clip.
So no one should care, Your Honor? That's right. So no one should care. End of story.
Let me ask you this question.
Sure.
Okay. Katie Wilson, private citizen.
Mm-hmm.
These are two totally separate people.
Bus rider.
Totally different lives.
You bet.
Commits a crime. Should she be held accountable as mayor?
Yes, of course.
Why? Is she the same person?
Well, because crime has a consequence. There are laws in place. Your personal endorsement, your opinion about who'd be a better candidate.
She doesn't have a personal endorsement. She's the mayor.
Does. She's got a personal opinion. She's got official opinion, a personal opinion.
Oh my gosh! It makes no sense to me. I don't get it.
No,
I just don't get it.
I hear you.
So, will she come out with endorsements as a mayor? Could those be different?
I would think.
Is it possible that she's like, I'm endorsing Jamie Peterson from an official capacity, but in my super secret personal capacity, I'm endorsing the non-incumbents.
I can't better. Yeah.
Doesn't that seem a little
I like where she
off?
shops. I like her taste in shoes.
Okay.
I hate Jamie Peterson.
Sage Wilson, I have completely changed my opinion about why you left the job, and I completely understand it.
Now you want to have a bagel with the guy. Am I right? Am I right?
Completely. This is allegedly, I cannot verify that this is, but this is allegedly what Katie Wilson had to say, and I believe this was in her official capacity,
okay.
to Sage Wilson as Sage Wilson was packing up his box.
Flag, bye.
Bye. I don't know that that's the case.
I don't know. We can speak neither.
I can't confirm or deny that was the case.
That's great.
Absolutely cannot confirm or deny that was the case. Can we play one more clip just for best hits?
Sure, you bet.
Just one more. This is an infamous interaction with the press. I'm understanding why Sage said we got to go. I got to find anything else. This is Katie Wilson talking to Chris Daniels, and Chris Daniels asked her a question, and then she just kind of starts taking orders from an underling, and it makes no sense. But everybody's seen this. We want to play it one more time.
I wouldn't be an excellent reporter if I didn't ask you. It's been an eventful week, and I think people are concerned about you. How do you feel after Tuesday, after what happened, what transpired?
I'm doing great. Got a great team supporting me, and I'll just say, we don't have any indication that that shooting was targeted or anything like that. So I think it's a reminder of how much work we have to do as a city on gun violence, but I'm doing fine.
And the last question would be related to that, I talked to people in that neighborhood who said that, hold on, it's just one last question. People in that community who are concerned that there's been rising gun violence and that there should be more surveillance cameras and that kind of thing. That's obviously been an issue that you weighed in on. Does that change it? Does that change your perspective at all?
Let's keep it on. Yeah, let's keep it on the topic of this event. Thanks.
But does that change your perspective at all on the issue of surveillance cameras based on what you went through on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Appreciate it, but let's keep it on topic, okay?
Sorry, my handlers are telling me not to get involved.
And then she did. Then she walked away. She just clammed up. And then he stepped in, and then he started talking to Chris Daniels, who's like, you guys know this looks way worse when you interrupt a question mid-question. And then he said, well, you don't understand. You were talking to private citizen Katie Wilson there. If you want to talk to the mayor, you've got to submit all questions through us ahead of time.
Is that what he said, or are you making a joke? Because that's
I'm making a joke.
He's asking, does this change your perspective on surveillance camera use in the city?
She says, are you asking me personally or as mayor? And he goes, why would I care about your personal opinion? Yes, as mayor. You're the same person.
Right. As a woman who likes to cook noodles on Tuesdays and buy secondhand shoes because you can't beat the markdown.
Wild times. All right. Well, Sage Wilson, we wish you all the best.
Yeah.
And
good on you.
Bright future.
Don't look back in anger.
Yeah. No, you know what? Move on and be happy and embrace the future.
Out there in Seattle.
It's a bright new day. Yeah. All right, we got a lot more coming up.
Advocate, my friend.
Advocate away.
Yeah.
In your personal capacity, but not an official one anymore. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Integrity Roofing and Construction is your trusted local roofing team. Integrity offers free estimates. The customer satisfaction speaks for itself. I can speak for them personally. They took my care of my roof problems and did incredible work. You can check out their work online. Their reviews are there for you to see, mine's included. They do free video inspections, free roof assessments. You can schedule one today. Check if your insulation is up to speed. See if your home survived the winter months without a leak. They can do for repairs, replacements, full restorations. They can do it all. IntegrityRC.com is the website, or 206-202-ROOF.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales Event going on right now through Sunday, August 2nd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
All right, I'm very happy to have Phil Mitchell from Sunset Auto Family on with me right now. And Phil, you guys offer such an amazing value for people who are driving their cars a little bit longer now, and you guys offer repairs for life. How does that work?
Basically, we're going to cover any repair we do for $250 or over for as long as you own the vehicle.
So let me ask you this question. Let's say that I buy my vehicle elsewhere. My transmission on my car breaks down. You guys fix it. 10 years later, I have the same problem. You guys are going to fix that again for no cost?
That's right. No cost to you for as long as you own the vehicle.
So why would you even offer this? This has got to be incredibly expensive for you.
You know what? We just want to keep our customers for life. So chances are if we do a repair for life and we take good care of you, you might look us up when you decide to get a new vehicle. And we want to be your lifetime dealer.
So somebody really does feel like they're part of the Sunset Auto family.
That's exactly right. We want you to be part of the family, and that's why we take good care of you.
Oil changes for life, warranty protection for life, and repairs for life. Only at Sunset Kia in Auburn, Sunset Ford, and Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Holy smokes, I can see. Hey everybody, it's Rick Riz, and I just had refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision, and it's amazing. K2 Vision RLE means no more readers or glasses for me. Plus, I'll never get a cataract. Now, when I call a game, you won't see those readers dangling from the end of my nose to see the field and then my notes. I only wish I had done it sooner. It's like seeing a whole new ball game. K2 Vision RLE was quick and painless, over in just minutes, and I knew I was in great hands. The K2 Vision RLE team has done over 150,000 lens procedures. You can trust their stuff. K2 Vision RLE is my permanent solution to a lifetime of great vision. It could be yours too. Enjoy life's good years without readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts. Get your free Zoom consult now at K2VisionRLE.com. Then you can make the same call I did. Goodbye, glasses. K2VisionRLE.com.
The Black Crowes, live in the Tulalip Amphitheater, Sunday, August 30th. Tickets are on sale now. Details at TulalipCasino.com.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
It's 2:30. Good afternoon. I'm Tim Hole. Here's what's happening. 3 women are recovering after what Seattle police call a targeted overnight shooting in North Seattle. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports a gunman fired more than 20 shots at the truck the 3 women were sitting in.
Seattle police rushed to the scene after reports of multiple gunshots at Aurora and North 96th Street just after midnight. They say the 3 women had gone to UW Medical Center, one shot several times, the other 2 injured by shattered glass. It happened just hours after City Council member Deborah Juarez announced a proposed law to let police close violent streets there and plans to hire a prosecutor dedicated to Aurora violence.
To be cross-deputized to look at misdemeanors and felonies and sex trafficking.
Police say a single suspect fled south on Aurora. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
New details have been released about a deputy-involved shooting in SeaTac. The King County Medical Examiner says 33-year-old Frank Hui Ho died by suicide. Investigators say he got into a fight with deputies as they responded to a traffic crash and later died by a gunshot wound to the head. It's still unclear how the deputy was involved in the shooting. Kirkland police have arrested a man they say is responsible for an organized theft spree targeting perfume, cologne, and other merchandise. Detectives estimate losses at $500,000. The investigation connected thefts from stores in multiple cities across Puget Sound. Drivers on westbound SR 104 will have a new traffic signal to follow just north of the Hood Canal Bridge. It was installed to help drivers trying to access the highway from Paradise Bay Road north of the bridge. They get stuck behind hundreds of cars after long bridge openings.
You're going to see the meter activate when there's really heavy congestion. So that's most likely going to be after, say, a marine opening for Hood Canal Bridge.
WashDOT says the signal will go live on Monday. It should help the traffic flow and improve safety in the area. Amazon has confirmed another round of layoffs, this time within its AGI, or Artificial General Intelligence Unit. The company did not say how many workers are affected, but it tells CNBC it's narrowing its focus on AI while continuing to invest in the technology. Everyone from major corporations to online sellers seem to be trying to cash in on Jimothy the Raccoon's viral fame. There's now a Jimothy bobblehead, Jimothy tattoos, coffee mugs, sticker pads, and hundreds of T-shirts on Etsy and Amazon. The White House even posted a photo with the raccoon wearing a red MAGA ball cap. All of it's concerning to Suzanne West, director of the Sarvey Wildlife Care Center in Arlington.
Oh my gosh, there's somebody chasing after him. He could run into the path of a car that he might not normally run into the path of because he's not stressed out and trying to evade people. The other thing that could happen is people try to lure him with food.
West tells the G and Ursula show on KIRO News Radio, feeding any animal like Jimothy could lead to health issues. It's 2:33. Time to check KIRO News Radio real-time traffic with Nate.
Thank you, Tim. Seattle Sports has the update. Up in Alderwood, North 405, just prior to Damson Road, we've got a collision. It's blocking your right shoulder lane, and it's created a backup back to 522. You got about a 10-minute delay between Bellevue and Alderwood. South 405 in Bellevue is slow from 520 down to Northeast 44th there near the VMAC. You're really packed from mid-Bellevue through Factoria. Heading into Seattle, Linwood to Seattle is a half hour. South 5 is packed at 85th to I-90. North 5, we've got hefty backups between the Michigan Curve and Ship Canal. Plan on a half hour now to get through this. Down in Federal Way, both directions of State Route 18 are heavy between I-5 and 167. And one lane reopened South 5 at the off-ramp to Berkeley Avenue there, JBLM. One lane remains blocked where crews are still tending to this tipped-over semi. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Sun and clouds mix this afternoon. 79 for the high, much cooler than yesterday. Morning clouds with afternoon sun for your Friday at 84. Weekend looks partly to mostly cloudy with highs in the low to mid-70s. It's 74 right now in Seattle. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're going to pay off something that I failed at yesterday. One of my shortcomings is that I lose track of time quickly. And yesterday we were going to play some audio from a famous song that you wrote and performed.
Right. That's right.
We were going to talk about the seal. Because yesterday Charlie Harger he came on the show. He had a piece on mynorthwest.com.
It's still there.
It's still there.
Yeah.
He was talking about these sea lions, not seals, I'm sorry. These sea lions, which are adorable, and everybody loves to see a sea lion. The problem is that they are gobbling up salmon, and they should, they're invasive. They're eating too much salmon, and we're paying a lot of money for these
Charlie spoke to the fact that you are spending in Washington $7 billion on salmon recovery.
Yeah.
All the different culverts that are being replaced, all the different work that's being done to take care of these diminished salmon runs, because it's such a vital part of the Washington State economy and the ecosystem, all these things. And the fact that some fat sea lions are camping out in the Ballard Locks and even going hundreds of miles inland up the Bonneville, up the Columbia River to the Bonneville Dam.
Gobble them up.
They sit at the bottom of these fish ladders where salmon gather and congregate, waiting to get up these fish ladders. And it's just all-you-can-eat free-for-all.
But then you start telling the story that this is not a new problem in Washington. We have had sea lions who have been eating more than their fair share and become a nuisance publicly.
Charlie referenced Herschel, who was notorious in the early 90s. This one California sea lion had camped out at the Ballard Locks, Shoal Marina, and was just dining on salmon coming in through the Ballard fish ladders. and to the point where they had literally tranked Herschel and taken him back to California, and he made it back up here the following season. So, as a part of the Bob Rivers show, we had the idea to. There was, and I misspoke yesterday. I said that we commissioned a local artist. It's not true. We got someone in Scotland who had made a fiberglass orca whale.
You found the best. You don't care if he's local. You found the best.
And this guy found that he had salmon pens in Scotland, and he found that he was having the same predator problems, and he commissioned a fiberglass orca whale that worked. So we raised money through our listeners, donated to the cause. We had this fiberglass life-size. There's a picture of it. Laura's got it.
Oh, cool.
And this fiberglass fake Willie, we had it shipped to the Northwest. We anchored it in the Shill Shoal Marina.
Was this before, or this was after Free Willy came out?
This was after Free Willy came out.
So these were very
Free Willy
very
was
popular
everything.
at the time.
Orcas were having a moment.
Yeah, they were.
And we
that's so great.
and this fat sea lion, Herschel, was just decimating the Washington salmon run. So we anchored fake Willie in the Ballard Locks. He floated. He was a buoyant fiberglass life-size production of an orca. We had a diver come in and they threw chains and a big concrete block at the Ballard Locks, and it worked. And it scared away the sea lions for a time. Then they realized that it was not coming after them.
They went and knocked on him?
Yeah, pretty much. And a couple years later, it worked for a couple seasons.
Sure.
But after a couple seasons, the sea lion problem came back, and Fake Willie was pulled out of the water and retired. He's now in Ballard. You can still see him in the Ballard to this day.
But you, who have a fantastic side career making parody songs.
Well, when the Bob Rivers show was at our height, we were making 2-3 songs a month or more. We made, I think, 500 to 600 over the years.
Like and super highly produced, really well done.
We made professional recordings that were parody songs, and I referenced in our conversation with Charlie yesterday that we made a couple songs about sea lions and the problem at the Ballard Locks.
I have 2 songs here. You tell me which one to play first. There's one called "The Sea Lion Eats Tonight."
Play that when there was a problem, we made this song.
Okay, and then we have another one about your solution. But let's play the sea lion one. "Sea Lion Eats Tonight."
Won't go away. Eating a million steelhead, and he won't go away. They gobble them down and eat 'em up. They eat 'em up. The salmon and the steelhead. They eat 'em up. They eat 'em up. Near the locks, near the Ballard Locks, the sea lion likes to dine.
Me.
This is you?
It's the salmon.
I'm not really high part too. Those were easier times.
This is you,
Yeah.
voice?
And Bob does the gobble 'em down. That was
Well,
Bob
guess who
Rivers.
the seal is?
Yeah.
Who's the seal?
I did all the animal sounds for her.
How do you sing that high? I didn't know you had that talent.
You have to wear special underwear, but it's a price you pay. I was a younger man.
You could still hit those notes, I bet.
Yeah, with some warm-ups, but I'm not going to try that.
They gobble up, they gobble
The seal is the
So this is Bob.
They eat 'em up. The salmon and the steelhead. They eat 'em up. They eat 'em up. They gobble up. They eat 'em up.
Bob's the low voice.
But you're the high?
The high.
That's incredible.
And I was doing the sea lion barking as well.
Can you give us a sea lion bark?
That's the easy part. I didn't take it, I just hung out for a couple hours, had a beer.
Just barking
learned,
at the...
talking to them, learning their dialects.
Did you hang out with sea lions? Did you do research into sea lions before you did this?
We broadcast live from a boat for like a week at the Shill Shoal Marina. Morning radio used to be off the chain.
I remember.
No pun intended.
I remember.
Oh my God, it's so much fun.
The crazy stuff that you
Yeah.
guys would get to do,
Oh,
and I mean,
nuts.
it's like
we
the
lived on a
stuff dreams
billboard
are
for
made
a
of.
week. Lived on a billboard. Broadcast live from a billboard.
Was that on 45th?
It was Inner Bay, down by you know where the driving range.
Yeah.
There's a U-Haul store there. The Sonics were in the playoffs. It was when Gary Payton and Sean Kemp were. And we lost a bet to another city, and we had to live on a billboard while the Phoenix Suns played the Chicago Bulls.
You slept up there?
We slept up there every night.
Was
We
there
stayed
covering?
10 days. Oh yeah. There's back-to-back billboards at that location, right? And they extended the platform in front of the billboard, and we put up tents between the two billboards. We had a whole city back there. We had a fridge. We didn't cook because it was dangerous. We had a cold fridge up there. Powered.
Where'd you?
We had a honey bucket down below. We could go down for relief.
Sure.
We put up a hot tub down below.
Shut up.
I swear to you, we had a hot tub sponsor come in and put up a hot tub for us. We put up big screen TVs and had viewing parties of the NBA Finals games. It was a party. We had Randy Bachman taking care of business. Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Yeah.
Come play live. A little concert for the fans.
You guys are just
below.
sitting up there?
He was up with us.
Oh, that's great.
He's up there. It was great. We had a blast.
All right, so
we made a second song.
You did the Sea Lion East tonight, and then the follow-up is when you solved it.
When we figured out a solution, yeah.
And what's this song called?
Fake Willie.
Fake Willie. This is all radio safe.
Fake Willie gonna block the lock. Whoa, fake Willie gonna block the locks. He's a fiberglass guy. Block the lock so that the fish don't die. Block the lock, and when the whale says hi, save the stock, they're gonna swim right by. Scam the damn. Whoa, fake Willie, it's a damn good scam. Whoa, fake Willie, it's a fisherman's friend.
That's my friend Rockfish. We made all the
His name
ourselves.
is Fish?
His name is Rockfish. Yeah, that's who's singing.
That's ironic. Huh? Ironic. It's about a fish.
But we would make these songs.
How long did these take, by the way?
We would probably crank them out in a couple of days. We'd have a day. We'd write them. We'd bring in musicians. This is before social.
You're not doing any. There's no AI here. This is not a Suno thing.
This
is
is
like
way
you guys
before in the internet, and we couldn't. Nowadays, I can find a music instrumental version of any song in 5 minutes and write something and sing it live. We could make Twisted Tunes around the clock. We used to have to bring in real musicians to real recording studios. Hire players.
But
hire
it's so
horn
much
players.
more impressive what you guys did versus just the AI stuff now.
Yeah.
Because it's like actual talent. It actually takes talent. You had to write the things.
We made a Bing Crosby parody, a Christmas parody. We made 7 Christmas albums. We found America's best Bing Crosby impersonator and flew him into town. He shows up. I swear to God, this guy was a weirdo, but it's brilliant talent. He showed up. He showed up to the studio and he brought out his microphone that he sang into a particular microphone because it was the same exact microphone that Bing Crosby style, that Bing Crosby sang in.
Because he wanted to be as accurate as possible.
And the only way you could get an accurate Bing Crosby was to sing into the same microphone. Then he pulled out an 8x10 of Bing Crosby and set it in the studio, which we dimmed the lights and lit candles, so you get into Bing's mindset.
What?
But the song, the guy sounded exactly like Bing Crosby.
That's insane.
It was great. It was so much fun.
We'll play those around Christmas time.
We'd love to.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
Great. Thank you. Thanks for letting me relive
Thanks
that
for
moment.
sharing that. I'm fascinated in how you actually did all this stuff.
Well, we didn't have to kill any sea lion, which Charlie alluded to.
Barbaric.
I love sea lions. Some have to die.
Some have
Charlie
to die.
Hardler.
Horrible. Okay.
We might play those songs and scare the things off.
You might have to scare Charlie off.
Real loud
He's down there with a club. No, he's a good guy. He's just kidding. All right, we have last call. We got your text messages coming up next. Stick around. Be right back.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
State Senator Jamie Peterson drafted one of the state's most progressive taxes to date, the income tax on millionaires.
Engaging conversation.
We pay teachers the 4th highest of any state in the country.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
The Seahawks! They're bringing it home again!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
There couldn't be a better time to save money, and one of the easiest ways to save?
Take the First Mark Challenge.
Molly and I took the First Mark Insurance Challenge, and we saved thousands of dollars the first year with First Mark, and we've been saving ever since.
Same for Mike and I. Here's how First Mark Insurance works for you, not the insurance companies.
They compare rates and coverage from dozens of the top-rated carriers. Then they go to work to find the right coverage at the lowest possible price for your family.
And when you need them, you'll talk to a real person who knows you and who's there to help. That's the kind of world-class service that has kept us with First Mark year after year.
Seriously, wouldn't you like to know if you could be paying less? Take the First Mark Challenge today. It costs you nothing. There's no obligation, and you'll find out just how much money you could be saving every single month.
You could be the next First Mark Challenge victory. They've had over 11,000 of them.
Don't give your insurance company a free raise before you renew. Let First Mark review. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
What are you waiting for? Your savings could start tomorrow.
Firstmarkinsurance.com.
What would you do if the person you love needed round-the-clock care and you had no plan to pay for it?
I was very worried about running out of money.
When Mike's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he turned to LifePoint Law and Elder Law attorney Rajiv Nagayich.
And then he said, "You're going to be okay." but we have to get through these steps. Then I felt a whole lot better going into it. It was still a very difficult process, but in the end, I knew that there was someone there that if I needed help, understood what I'm going through.
LifePoint Law helped Mike protect his wife, his finances, and his future.
They laid it out really well up front. They give you a very in-depth plan. There are so many things that you don't know. I could never have done it on my own.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Federal Way August 1st, Puyallup on the 4th, Tacoma on the 6th, or Bellevue August 8th. Space is limited, so sign up today at LifePointLaw.com. That's LifePointLaw.com.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, to get 30, to get 20, 20, 20, to get 20, 20, to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month. Sold!
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY, and I want to talk to you about baseball. It's game day. The stadium roof is open. Our club's putting up a fight. They're cold brews in hand. But outside, the police are getting ready to spot fans trying to steal their home base. Maybe the night threw you a curveball, an officer made an error, or perhaps the bases weren't the only thing loaded. At 1-800-DUI-AWAY, we know it's not 3 strikes, it's 1 strike, and you're facing the Grand Slammer. 1-800-DUI-AWAY is here to help, even if we have to go into overtime. So call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Or go to 1-800-DUIAWAY.com to set up your free private consultation. When you're on defense, it's full count, bottom of the 9th. You want your closing pitcher on the mound. 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY. It's the best time of the year at Staples, with back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school.
Best Mortgage is proud to be the longest-running mortgage company on KIRO Radio. For 34 years, they've been giving honest advice you can trust as your VA loan and reverse mortgage experts and debt consolidation specialists, too. Just web search Best Mortgage.
Nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all. Sound like your home? Then call for your free inspection.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Our local tax expert and advocate Greg Nunn understands the pressure that comes from owing money to the IRS. Don't let that pressure build. Call None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
All right, welcome to Last Call, our chance to read some of the best text messages from the day. A lot of fun topics today. You guys did not disappoint. Let's just get right into it. Let's start with Brida, the missing pig. Laura, go for it.
Elena says maybe the Orthodox monks from the Vashon Monastery will help.
They could act as intermediaries. Brita could be dropped off at the monastery, no questions asked.
Plus, they've sworn off on pork, so it should be safe, right?
She's very safe there. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good idea. That's genuinely a good idea. Elena, thank you for that recommendation. I think there's a lot of places on the island. The problem that they're running into now is Brita is becoming a larger story.
Yeah.
Nearly the size of the pig itself. And what you don't want to see happen is now somebody's afraid that what maybe started out as a little quarrel between who knows what. I mean, look, whatever your motivation for stealing a pig is in the first place, sometimes these things snowball beyond what you originally intended.
Right, and this is an innocent creature that's in the middle of this dispute.
Don't hurt Brita.
Yeah.
Let's make sure that Brita survives this. I mean, how great would that be to get the end of the story being that Brita the pig who wears hats is returned safely to her owners, and you could drop her off at any of these places. I'm sure there's lots of places on Vashon Island where people would say, like, hey, you drop Brita off here, we're going to find her. She's going to get back to Julia.
She's going to get home.
Yeah.
Kara the Clean says, Brita is not a Viking princess. It's a female Viking warrior.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Apologies, Kara.
Yeah, that was me, I think. I think I said princess.
And you are correct. Yeah. I think Julia told us that yesterday. We forgot.
Viking warrior.
We forget a lot of things. 360 says the difference between a pig and a hog is in size. A hog is a pig that will be raised for slaughter. A pig, no matter what the size, is an animal that is domesticated. I didn't realize that. I was under the impression that a pig became a hog at 270 pounds.
Well, it's interesting. We'll have to look at this because we spoke to law enforcement and they said that this is theft of livestock.
Yeah.
So a domesticated pet wouldn't be livestock, but it'd be. Tina in Seattle says, if anyone has a big luau-style barbecue in Vashon, demand to see the receipt for the pig. And we know you're joking. But the thought crossed our mind, too.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to, that's the tricky part. If they're planning on not returning Brita, how do you get rid of 350 pounds of pig? Someone's might notice. Rick the plumber, hi Laura, I think you need to get 2 detective hats and monocles for the live audience. These guys are modern day Holmes and Watson. It's pretty good. I like that.
On Mayor Katie Wilson's personal endorsements, John Edenclaw says, is it just me or do you think that Katie Wilson may just go down as the worst mayor in Seattle history? She's on pace for this award.
John, thank you for the note. I think she's certainly going to give it the old college try. Absolutely. 206, private citizen Wilson. You mean somebody with no experience doesn't know what she's doing? Shocking.
Yeah.
And Doug in Mount Vernon says, Jake Skorheim at home. Son, you'll have to wait till after this commercial break for your answer.
Right after these messages.
Doing live reads for my family.
On a toll discount for lower income drivers, 907 says, if it is a use tax, why not charge $1 for every car that enters the highway?
Please don't do that. Ray in the 206 says, we don't need half-price express lanes. We need enforcement to keep people from cheating all the time.
He's not wrong about that. Enforcement will go a long way to solve a lot of these problems in the city.
I just say get rid of the toll lanes.
Bill, you're right about that. Bill in Lake Stevens says, I own an HVAC business, and it's cheap for me to put my technicians in that toll lane than it is to have them get paid to sit in traffic.
You're right. I didn't even think about that. Think about all those drivers out there who are running businesses, who have hourly employees who are sitting in their trucks.
Yep. Fuel
You're
costs, everything else. Yeah. Time is money.
Yep. Let's see. John Nahomish says, so if we make the toll lanes illegal, Jake, where do we get the money to replace what would be lost? John, great question. I will answer your question with a question. What happened to all the money that we already pay in taxes? Through gas taxes? For the roads. What happens to all that money? Why do they need additional toll money to make it work? That would be my question to John.
Great question. We got time for about one more. Let's do this one.
Do it.
On the kid who can make super accurate bird noises, Josh in Auburn says, yes, I love this kid on IG Instagram. He's so funny naturally. Red-tailed hawk scream is like his iconic intro and outro now. So good. He even uses a bird app, Merlin, to show how spot on he is.
There you go.
That was such a great story. Thanks for feeding me that.
Check that kid out. John Curley's coming up next. Thank you guys for hanging with us today. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the Gia and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the Gia and Ursula YouTube channel.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Look, I need to be real with you for a second. At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families cannot afford the food their kids need to heal. Think about that. A child recovering from surgery, learning to walk again, and the family is struggling to put food, nutritious food, on the table. That's why Safeway and Seahawk, Jackson Smith and Jigba are launching the Food First Project, a multi-year initiative to fight pediatric food insecurity right here in our community. This is not someday maybe talk. This is grocery cards, produce vouchers, and food as medicine programs going directly to families the moment the need is identified. No barriers, no red tape, just help right now. They're funding vitamin D screenings, nutrition support for student athletes, rehabilitation feeding tools, and meals for hundreds of families staying inpatient at the hospital. I love what Safeway and Seattle Children's are doing, making a real difference where it matters most. JSN showing up. Now it's our turn, 12s. Put food first. Learn more at Safeway.com.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with 0 investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
All right, I'm very excited to be speaking with Phil Mitchell. He is a new advertiser on the show. He owns Sunset Auto Family. Phil, welcome.
Thanks, Jake.
I want to talk about something that I cannot stress enough, how valuable this is for anybody who's looking for a car. You guys do oil changes for life. What does that mean?
Well, basically, it means if you buy a car that qualifies for oil changes for life, we're going to give you 5 oil changes a year. And they're about $150 now. You know, oil goes up and down, but guess what? We're going to change the oil for as long as you own that vehicle on us.
Like you're saying, oil changes are $150. They're even more if you're driving a diesel. And so you hold on to a vehicle for 10 years, that's like $10,000.
Oh, it can be even more than that. We've got a guy that's been changing his oil since 1985. He's gotten more oil changes than the car cost, and we're still changing it for him because that's what we do. We're your lifetime